I just say. So, 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 make me so, 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 so. Let me see if it's working. Be right back. Get me where you know what you're doing. The close is close. Do Hey, modest prophets. Hey, hon. How y'all doing? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Just let me know if you can hear me. One time I did a whole live stream and I did. Hey, modest prophets. One time I did a whole live stream and I couldn't even hear myself. I was so mad at myself, y'all. All right, you are tuned in to the Bougie AF channel, and it's your girl Jay Nicole. So listen, I wanted to get on tonight and go live and talk about the Will, Jada, and Chris Rock, everything that's going on. So I was like, okay, let me get on live and talk about it with the people. I know I don't get on live much, and I always do prepared videos, but I did tell you guys in 2022, I most definitely would be getting on live more. Let me fix this camera a little better. A little better than that. I ain't got the best of the best yet, but it's all good. So let me see. That's a little better. Let me see. Okay. I'm trying to get it so it can be a little further down. All right, that's how we can do it for right now. All right, so listen. So we're going to get into. Shit. You can't hear me? How about now? Can you hear me now? Snuggle668, can you hear me now? All right, you said while you're talking about Will and Jada, can you also research what is being done that people are not paying attention to by the government at the same time, if you don't mind me asking? I mean, that's broad. Like, is there anything specific like you want me to pay attention to that the government's not mentioning? And if this is your first time here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. I really appreciate that. Um, Anything specific that you think I should cover that the government's not talking about? I think there's so much. Okay, you might be. Are you? So can you hear me now? Can you answer that? Can you hear me now? Snuggle668. But who knows, if you keep talking, I will keep a recording to what you were saying while responding to what you were saying while saying I still can't hear you. You know what? You're an a-hole. You're an a-hole. And I'm blonde at the moment for even like not realizing, but whatever. It's all good. So you're here, so you just most definitely want to hear what I want to say, what I have to say. All right, so we are talking about Will, Jada, and Chris Rock. Listen, I covered this about 5 months ago. If you go back, I did a video, and I called the video "As the World," I mean, as the Smith family turns. Yeah, listen, I for one seen this coming. Like it didn't nothing has sound good lately since all the red table talk, all of her and them just putting all their business out there. I was like, this can't be healthy. So I was really most definitely one of those people that just kind of seen this coming. All right, hold on 1 second. What else are you saying over here? But who knows if you keep talking? Oh, hey, doesn't have to be specific. I just want to want you to look at what's going on in the government at the same time. What? What's going on in the government at the same time that this is going on, to see if there's anything nefarious that we haven't paid attention to. I could have heard you back then, but I understand sarcasm doesn't seem to be a strong point for certain people. So I would not like you to whisper in somebody's ear to slap me. What? Okay, so I wouldn't whisper in somebody's ear to slap you because of sarcasm. Oh, so you're talking about like Chris Rock. Okay, got that. Okay, I see your sarcasm. Anything in towards the government, I don't know what you want me to say about that. Like, listen, I don't know what you want me to say. I'm not a conspiracy theory type of person. Um, I mean, I think I have my ideas like everybody else that our government is always keeping something from us, but I don't know. Like I said, you got to ask me something specific. So, what do you consider as protection and what do you consider as an insult? So, are you asking me, do I think that Chris Rock insulted Jada? Is that what you're asking me, Snuggles? Because if that's what you're asking me, yes, I think Chris Rock um, insulted her. I think he got assaulted because of the comment he made in 2016, on top of the comment that he made the other night. So I think it was a combination of both. I don't think it just has to do with the hair. I think it's multi-layered if you really think about it. Like if you really think about the comparison that he tried to make in terms of Jada, like he really tried to compare her to like a masculine kind of identifying, not even say identifying, what was deemed to be a masculine type of woman. Like that movie was not like 2022, came out in 2022. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that movie didn't come out in 2022. There was like still this like really bad stigmatism like to women wanting to be in the army. I mean, like worse than it is now. Like so it was just like all this like anti-feminist type of crap that people were talking about. That's not a place for a woman. So when you had G.I. Jane, you had a woman who was just like bold and her hair cut off and she was buff. You know, that's a lot of people because of the position or trying to be in the army would say, okay, she's masculine type of woman. I don't define that. I don't think there's like roles that can determine whether you're masculine or feminine. But there's a lot of people who subscribe to that type of ignorance. So there's a lot of people who subscribe to that type of ignorance. So most definitely, I do think that it was an insult that was layered. It was a very layered insult, to be completely honest with you. He insulted black women. You should never talk about black women's hair in a room of white people. Just period. And for somebody who did the movie he did about good hair and stuff like that, he knows the struggle. Like he knows how we feel about our hair, right? So he may have not known about Jada's alopecia, but most definitely knew how we felt about our hair. We know what you sit in a fucking room full of white people and down talk us, like that's some bullshit. And what does protection look like you? Protection look like to you in terms of do would I want my man to do what Will Smith did? No, I would not want my man to do what Will Smith did. I think I also think some of this is majority like I do think this was set up too at the same time, but I don't think I would not want my man to run on stage. I would want him to talk to him afterwards though, so we would have an understanding that he shouldn't be like talking about me like that. But outside of that, no, I wouldn't want my husband to run on a stage and do that. That's embarrassing, right? Because now what it really did, like it really, if you didn't know about her and whatever happened with August Alsina, it just millions of more people know now. Like this is like really not okay. So yeah. People went back and researched, so that means that all of this stuff is like opening back up. People are going to go see what she was saying at the Red Table Talk. People are going to want to go see what her mother was saying and her daughter was saying. So all those wounds could potentially like reopen because people are just like new to seeing it. So I don't know. Like they've been telling us their business for months, and I said that like 5 months ago in my video. I was like, "Ooh, I don't think y'all should be telling us this." I said because listen, it is brutal out here. Like the Smith family, literally, when you think about the Smith family, you got to realize they kind of avoided, like they kind of got their fame before social media, right? So they didn't need to go this route of like putting everything out there. Like these new stars do that. Sit on live all day, tell us all their business, show us all their family. We be knowing the layouts of their homes, all the cars they like. We know their cousins. We be just knowing everything about people nowadays, like these new celebrities. But they had missed that. Will and Jada were Will and Jada before that. So I didn't feel like they needed to open themselves up to all of this. I think that it's a bit much. Like y'all didn't need to do this at all. Like I've been shocked at the stuff. I think for me though, if you go back and look at my video I did 5 months ago, I literally said, I said, Jada really messed up. Like, she's been kind of low key making this man feel a sort of way for a very long time. Like she was celebrating Tupac's birthday harder than his family was celebrating his birthday. So at times it was kind of awkward. And it was like, why do we need to know that you're still pining away for this dead man? Right? Like that was really, 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 really weird to me, to be completely honest with you. I never really understood that, and most definitely understood that I could see why Will would be upset with her, to be completely honest. All right, so let's get into it. It is the slap that was heard around the world, it seems like. And people had so many different opinions. Like, everybody's been covering it. I just really want to get into, like, the different opinions and different things that have came out since then. Everybody knows that everybody's apologized. Jada somewhere on one of her porches in her home, sitting in a room, smoking a blizz, and healing somewhere, allegedly. That's been her response to everything that's going on. Like it's been a lot. It's been a lot. So let me see where it starts. And right now we're on neighborhood talk because listen, there's so much just posted. I was like, well, let's just go to the website and just go from where it started and to where it continues, right? Okay. Oh, y'all, and I'm so with what Shannon Sharp said. Everything that he says, I co-sign it. Like everything, everything, and I mean everything. All right. So let's continue to keep going down. It's been a while since I've been over here, so I had to refresh. How y'all doing out there tonight? I am just listening to some R&B. I have this mix from Candace Jones on YouTube, and it's really nice. I really like it. She's remixed a lot of dope R&B songs. All right, where does it start? Where does it start? Y'all, my internet is acting a fool. What are you saying over here, Snuggles6668? Who gave you your name, Snuggles? Okay, so what are you saying? How could he talk about there that she did not have? What? I don't understand what that says. You should never talk about it in here in a room full of white people while wearing hair that does not look like yours, but look closely to their hair. Are you talking about me? You should never talk about it in hair in a room full of white people while wearing that. I hope you're not talking about me because my hair is mine. So like, who are you talking about? Um, how could you talk about that? About her hair that she did not have? It was it was she did not have her hair because of a condition, but it's just talking about her in general. Just don't bring up hair. Jada has been telling their business for a long time. Will Smith did nothing but to try to ignore everything. So do not put anything on that man. Put it on his wife. You have to call a spade a spade. I am calling a spade a spade. I literally did a video 5 months ago and I said that she was at fault. I said there was no reason why, us, the public, and I'll say it here for you again, there's no reason why us, the public, should know that she's been pining away for her dead ex boyfriend. Like, that's clear. I do think she's been disrespectful. I mean, at one point I think Willow was writing letters to Tupac and shit like that. It did get out of control. Like it was like she would speak on the behalf of the estate of Tupac. Like, nah, you're right. She's been disrespecting him. Yeah, G.I. Jane because she said she already got the haircut. Would you need somebody to tie it up together, all together for you? I think that's. I mean, everybody else is getting it. I think you should get it. I'm confused. Am I saying that a white man is holding my internet back? Also, I don't remember saying anything about a white man holding anybody back. I'm confused. Where are you getting that from? So you most definitely must be a troll or somebody who've seen me speak on some issues or something like that. But that's not my rhetoric. I'm not a white man. Everything. My mom. He never said anything about her hair. He said G.I. Jane. Okay. I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess we're all on the slow bus, and that's just what we think. All right. So, all right. Let me get into this. You're distracting me. All right. So it starts right here. All right. So here we go. Y'all, I am so sorry. My shit is pausing on me. All right. So here we go. I do not think this is real, y'all. No, we're gonna do it again. Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? Oh, wow. That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Oh, Richard. Okay, you're right. He did not say hair, but he said G.I. Jane, and we know what it is. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna give you that. We can put two and two together. We smart around here, and we critically be thinking around here. We can put two and two together. That's most definitely, we knew what that meant. If it wasn't for that reference, why would he think she'd be great for the role? How about that? If it wasn't for the reference of the hair, why would she be great for the role? Please tell us. All right, Snuggles. All right, so let's see. I like to say that the comments are that's where my co-hosts are. So I like to look in the comments and see what people are saying. Right, so Will Smith to Chris Rock, leave my wife's name out of y'all mouth. Y'all know what he said about Jada in 2016. That penny comment, he needed a smack after that one, to be completely honest. Like, you weren't invited. I thought he was trying to be elitist or trying to insinuate that Jada didn't deserve or was not invited to the Oscars. Like, I don't know. I think his tone, talking about a black woman in general in that setting is a little off to me, right? I don't think you get up there. I think you take a look in the room. You take in, figure out where you're at. and you get appropriate and you tell the right jokes, but you don't tell hair jokes, especially in the climate where we have this manosphere shit happening and black men really dogging out black women. Like, why would you do that? Why would you take that opportunity? You know what it is? Like, he just divorced his black wife. I went to look in, y'all. I went to go look and see if, like, maybe he's went to the other side. Maybe he's dating white women. Like, maybe he's left us. Like, maybe he's left the nest. So I really wanted to see, but there's no evidence of that on his Instagram. And I probably could have Googled it, but I didn't. But yeah, let me see. This is the same mindset that would use the N word as a term of endearment, but when someone else say get up in arms and want to put hands on them. Let me see. When is it okay to put hands on people? It is okay to put hands on somebody when they put hands on you. That is when it's okay to put hands on somebody. It wasn't because the just the hair. I already said. I think it's because of the comment in 2016. Keep up. I know your ears is working, and I also know that you can hear me. It's very interesting. The most smartest of human beings seem to be the most emotional. I don't know. What do you mean? I mean, femicide is up, numbers is up there. Men are killing a lot of women, so they seem to be really emotional. If you ask me, so I'm not quite sure. You're right. You're right. People are really emotional right now. You're really right. This is the same mindset that uses the N word as a term of endearment, but when someone else say it, get up in arms and want to put hands on them. Yeah, but there's all type of insults around the world that any culture, any body, depending on the group, could consider an outside person saying a word being an insult or feel disrespected by it and want to fight. So, it just is what it is. It's not specific to black people. I know we want to paint that, or you want to, or the way you're phrasing it is to try to say that there's some illogical emotional response and people being overly triggered to being calling the N word when there's literally like I said, words that a Jewish person that if you said it to them would feel some sort of way. A Spanish person, if I call them a specific type of slur, they would feel some sort of way, and it would be because I'm outside of being a part of outside of being Spanish. So and you can miss me with that. There's nothing basic over here with my line of thinking. I promise you that. All right, so let's get into the comments and let's see what my co-hosts have to say. So, listen, if my man don't stand up for me like at Will Smith, I don't want him. A lot of people feel that way. Great acting. It literally does look like acting. I said this earlier on my Facebook Live where I was just like, I don't know what black person that you could walk up to. And I'm just like, real life. We got to talk about real life. I don't care if this person's not a fighter, any of that. I don't know any black person that you could walk up, and especially a man, that you could walk up, open hand, smack them, and without hesitation, turn your back on them and walk away. Nah, don't walk. I would never turn my back on somebody I just assaulted. That was stupid. And it just felt like it was just fake to me, to be honest with you. It just really did. Just really, 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 really did. All right, so what else is the comment saying over here? Great acting. Bobby Lights said great acting. Clearly, people were feeling like these people are acting. Philly came all the way out. This makes the Oscars worth staying up for even more. Not this one year. They're gonna have to give us back to back action. But then even then, like, are we gonna turn the Oscars into some type of spectacle? Like that we're expecting some type of like random weird shit, and then all of a sudden it turns into like Jerry Springer, but it's all these actors getting together, putting on little like save the Oscar like clout chasing or trying to just get the numbers up, basically. That's what it seems like. Let me see. I also feel that Will might have did this because feeling like everyone feels like they can just have his name in their mouth as with no repercussions of him just like saying something and sticking up for himself. I think he feels like he had been conditioned and groomed with getting into business so early on and getting so successful early that he felt like he probably held back a little bit and didn't respond to a lot of stuff, and he's just at that place where he's just like, listen, I'm tired and I'm not gonna be in the room, right? There's one thing, at least this is what I say, and I'm gonna stand by this. I love that. You know what, I know a lot of people are gonna say a lot of shit behind my back, and I'm not playing Dipsy, I'm not playing blonde, I'm not playing as if though I'm unaware. I've never experienced it in my face. Like I've never experienced that. Like someone talked that shit to me directly, or I just never experienced it, right? And that's not to say big bad and any of those other things. I'm just saying, I think it's like the ultimate respect that when somebody does it behind your back. I think it's another thing when a motherfucker can do it in front of your face and keep it 10 toes down and really kind of tell you how they feel. I respect that. No, I think that, I'm sorry, I think, like I said, I think it's the ultimate respect to do it behind my back, to be completely honest. Like, you thought enough of me to know that you couldn't talk that shit in my face. I respect that. I respect that. Well, Will ain't playing at the fuck all. Chris Rock was shook to his core. I don't think he was shook. It got real Philly real fast. I think he wanted this. I really think that Will wants to be perceived this way. I think he is. I think they need a reset in their marriage. They probably went home and had amazing ass sex. Like, it probably went down. She probably got like that feeling she used to get for what's his name. We don't say his name no more because we're moving on. That is the past. We don't say, but it's two and a C. You know what I mean? So you put that together, but we don't say his name, and she's just trying. They're trying to move on, right? She got her man. He is her black and shining armor, knight in armor. Like, he came and saved her. Like, he stood up for her, and I think she really wanted that. So we know he said, "Keep my wife's name out your mouth." You got Lupita Luongo there. Like, everybody seems to be shocked. I don't know. He still seemed like he's acting, because he literally did just go from like laughing to all of that. um, what is this? And so then he gave this weird concession, like when he finally got his award. And like, we're not talking about him winning this award, right? I think he's like the fifth black man to win this award. But we're not talking about that. We're literally talking about him assaulting Chris Rock.
Defender of his family. In this time in my life, in this moment, I am overwhelmed by what God is calling on me to do and be in this world. Making this film, I got to protect Ingenue Ellis, who was one of the strongest, most delicate people I've ever met. I got to protect Sanaya and Demi, the two actresses that played Venus and Serena. I'm being called on.
Okay, so now this is the part that seems so fake to me, because, like, you had to protect your wife, and then you're ending it with this like really dramatic, thoughtful speech that gave you like, same equivalency to Richard Williams. Like, this was just a lot. This was very dramatic, but this was like really great acting. Like, him, Jesse, and them, like, y'all are really, oh, y'all real, they dig real deep. All right, what are you saying over here, Snuggles? You are saying that. So, are you saying he did a good job? So called protecting a woman who used to have an affair with other men in his home, in his house. A very interesting concept. How people think. I don't understand. That didn't make any sense to me. I didn't say anything about him having an affair in his house. But what I will say, he did come out and say that Jada never cheated on him. So I don't know what else you needed, but that for me meant that they are in an open relationship, and it just seems like August Alsina kind of just fucked everything up by putting all their business out in the street. So I don't know. Is there somewhere where you have that says that Will says that she cheated on him? Because it literally just came out either last week or the week before that, where he's just like, I was aware of everything. Me and her have always communicated about what's going on in our marriage. So I think you're off there. You are saying the black in shining armor protected a woman who had who had all. Well, I'm saying that she may have wanted that, right? That may how she may perceive what he did, because he most definitely did it, because he felt like she needed protection, and he's seen how it affected her. So that's why I'm saying that. So I don't know why you can't see that, but it's, he came to the aid of his wife. Like that's a like that's literally a fact. Like there's no arguing that. But from her, he saved her. A lot of the other men stood up for her that she chose over him, but he still protected her. A lot of the other men stood up for her that she chose over him, but he still protected her. I don't know. Like I said, I understand why he did it. It still looks all fake. I think they're just trying to save the Oscars. It just is what it is. What it is. But I seen a lot of people. I was on Clubhouse. Y'all follow me on Clubhouse. I was on Clubhouse, and there's a lot of conversation about women are so confused about what they want from men. Oh, do you want men to be violent? Oh, you always complaining about how violent men are. I don't know what planet you idiots are from, but if you're sitting out there comparing Chris Rock getting smacked and surviving, right? Versus black women and the increase of rates in femicide. Of like, if you're out there comparing and think those are two equivalencies, there's something really off with you, right? Black women aren't going back home. They're not going to they're not going to Vanity Fair parties and shit like that. That's not what's happening, right? So like that's just weird that people were even entertaining that. When you're talking about in terms of violence, yes, there are times where violence is needed. There's times where violence is actually the answer. I mean, as barbaric and sometimes like we hate it, but yes, those are those times. There are those times. But when we talk about in terms of women and we're asking about violence, or I'm sorry, when we're talking about women and we're talking about violence in terms of men, we're talking about domestic violence. We're not talking about protection. We're not talking about going to war. We're not talking about any of that. Like, it's not the same thing. What are you saying over there? I would just listen because it's your mindset. Like, okay, I don't know, well, what exactly is my mindset. You've already misquoted me quite a few times. That's just really weird. And you stated some things that weren't facts, so I don't know how it's my mindset and you just not being misinformed, geared a certain way on things. I will be asking you can possibly be looked at as insulting, seeing that words offend a lot. Who do words offend a lot? I mean, I'm not gonna be offended by words. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you're the only one texting here, so if you have a question, ask. What type of water are you drinking? The only other clear water there is. No. All right, so let's go to let's see what else. I want to get to my main man. Like I said, I was just getting on here to talk with the people, listen to some music, nothing too serious. I know I don't get on live a lot, so I was like, let me start getting on live. So let me get on. Mm. We still got Asian doll out here talking about Vaughn. All right, so let's see what my man Bootsy got to say. Bootsy has an odd question. Will Smith slap or period slap? What? Will Smith slap or period slap? I don't know what the fuck that means. It's like Bootsy, do you need a show? You got so many damn opinions. It's like every other 2 weeks you sitting down with Vlad. It feels like you really feel like you are the godfather of pop culture. You're always involved. If it's Lori Harvey, something like it's just always. Uh, and so you got here Jaden, and that's how we do it. And that's how we do it. That's from his son. Okay, you better slow down, Jaden, before one of them rock boys catch up with y'all and beat y'all asses. Talking about that's how you do it. Jaden with a little tweet after his his Will's big win claps. He gonna stick beside him. Shit, I'm stepping behind my daddy too. I be saying the same thing about my dad. Pursuit of slappiness. That is too funny. Listen, I think they really wanted this. I think they wanted this for their family rep. But I just don't understand how people are so sensitive. Like, I'm not, like, I really don't care. Like, if you press this record or you press that send button, you have to be responsible for, like, the fact that you put all of your business out there. So I can't possibly just sit here and just be like, oh my God, everybody's been picking on this family. It's like when you write a book, what did you write that book for? Like, what was your intentions when you wrote that book? Because it just seems like people just feel like they're putting their business out there, and as if though people aren't paying attention to it. You guys are reaping the benefits for the fact that people are watching you and paying attention to you and all that other stuff. So it's just like you can't. I feel this person. Damn, I wish Wendy was on air. I need her commentary tomorrow morning. Laughing my ass off. Listen, that's why we miss our Wendy. Like, there's nobody that's gonna give it up like Wendy. And she would say that was ghetto. Like, what is wrong with you, Will? Like, she would say all of this shit. She would dig in Jada's ass. Like, Jada, are you serious? She most definitely would give it up. You go to the Oscars, she would be so like, ugh, offended. Like, she'd be offended like it was like on her. Like, it would, like, yeah, she would be so highly offended about it. She would really do go in on Jada. Like, you're putting your business all out there. And clearly Will Smith is emotionally affected by all of this. Okay, here go Boosie, because you know he gotta say some more. That's why I don't fuck. Oh, okay, so that's why I don't fuck. What? Damn. Hold on one second. What is he saying here? That's why I don't fuck with people's wives. Laugh out loud. Will tried, bro. I've been feeling bad for him myself these last years. That joke shouldn't have been said at the Oscars. It really shouldn't have been said at the Oscars. I think that's most definitely something we most definitely can agree on that. Because yeah, well, why? Like, why there? Right? It doesn't make sense in that room. Yeah, doesn't make sense. Um, Feels like he could have let them slide. Make me think they had a little beef before or something. In my opinion, yeah, because it's extreme kind of in terms of like getting up and just smacking somebody. Like, you're not in any personal danger. Conversations could be had. What is going on? I don't know where that's playing from. I'm really trying to find out. I hear some feedback and I'm not quite sure where it's coming from. Got it. And y'all be having so many windows open and stuff like that. All right, so I closed some of that shit. All right, so that's his opinion. This is why I have a hard time with some of these celebrities in certain spaces, right? You got the Fat Joe, you got the Remy Ma out there, and they're trying to do their thing. They're hosting shows and they're giving their opinions. I always feel like, okay, so what does that mean in terms of like you yourselves. Like, you're in the business of giving your opinion, and you're also a celebrity. And so I also feel like Will and Jada, I'm sorry, especially, I mean, yeah, because Will has been on her show, but like, you're in this business, right? You're in the same business that Wendy's in. So it's sort of like, I don't know how people think they can be in the business, um, report on it, and then also set the parameters on like who can talk about people and who can have an opinion. Like, it just doesn't work like that. You're out here, and people are just gonna have an opinion about you, and that's just that. All right, so let's go to. All right, so they were unbothered. They were partying right after the Oscars. Like, it was like nothing. I feel you though. I mean, you were the one who delivered the smack. So I mean, y'all were probably good to go. Look very happy. She wanted her little thug passion to come out of Will. That's what she wanted. She wanted that little thug passion to come out of her man. Oh, so this is before the Oscars. Will's caption before the Oscars. We not going to call it chaos. More so a get together. Will and Smith, Will Smith, me and Jada Pickett got all dressed up to choose chaos. This is before. This is before the Oscars. That's a little like, I mean, y'all be going out and setting it off. That's like, this is like something y'all do. You go around just smacking people or some shit. Like, I'm just confused. Like what does he mean? Oh gosh, what does he got to say? See the American. Can you tell me what happened to the Oscar awards that was groundbreaking for America besides the slap? I can't tell you anything from the Oscars awards that was groundbreaking for America. Is there something else that you would like to talk about, Snuggles, in terms of politics, or anything like that, or social issues with Black Americans? Please put that in there. I mean, what did you watch another video? What did you want me to talk about? Let me know. Ask me a question, and I told you I'll answer it. But you can't just throw something out there and just be like, "Here, this is it," like, and talk about it. Like, it has to be a question. A question. Do you have one, Snuggles? 668. All right. All right. So I mean, they're saying he did this beforehand. I don't know. That's a little weird. I am trying to get to Shannon Sharp because I love everything that Shannon Sharp was talking about in his video. I know Michael Blackson. Let's see what his ass has to say. Michael Blackson, congrats on finally winning an Oscar, but you should have handled this Chris Rock situation a little better, like behind closed doors, mother sucker. Oh, that's a face only a mother could love down there, Michael Blackson. And then he wrote, the West Philly came out with Will Smith tonight. Yes, it did. Maybe Will Smith thought he was at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Listen, you're going to have a lot of comedians come out and give their opinions, and they most definitely are going to be on the side of Chris Rock. Okay, so like these comedians, most definitely, they get, hold on one second. These comedians get hired, to come and entertain at this show, right? So, the thought that other actors or other shows that could be open to a public and someone could just feel some sort of way come from the audience and smack them is a lot. How many times niggas done joked on Mike Tyson, right? Could you imagine Mike Tyson getting his ass up from the audience and going to assault somebody? We would say he was uncivilized. Like, we would like lock his ass up. Okay, it would be all that type of shit, and it just seems like that we're offering this excuse because it's Will. Like, if it was, I mean, any other like hip hop ish guy, if it was 50 Cent, lock his ass up, people would be talking about lock his ass up. So I think there's a lot to be said about it, but most definitely it's not something you should be doing. Oh gosh, I am going to talk about the topics that the host brings out. I do not deviate from what you talk about, seeing that you are the one in the driver's seat teaching the people. I am merely a student at the mercy of your tutelage. Okay, so where exactly did we run across each other? Because listen, the way you're talking, like, it just has undertones of pretentious. Are you on them people's clubhouse? Talk to me. Let me know. Talk to me. But is there something specific, since you keep on talking about groundbreaking for America? Is there something specific that you would like me to hear? And is there a reason why you're over here on my live with your great expectations of what you think I should be talking about in terms of what's groundbreaking for saving the United States? Please let me know. What does Chris Rock's family think? How does he look in his eyes of everyone in the world right now? If Chris Rock was your man, what would you think at this point in time? Chris Rock wouldn't be my man because he's not attractive to me. I don't think that Chris Rock is attractive. So that's that. But I would look at him like he was a BAN. Most definitely, most definitely. Like, you just gonna let somebody just walk up on you and smack you? Like, should we get security to walk around? As his girlfriend, I'd be like, should we get security? Because clearly you're not into fighting. And I understand you don't want to get sued if that's the reason why. But should we get security? Like, I would need security with a nigga like Chris Rock, because clearly, he's not about throwing hands, and I don't feel protected, to be honest with you. It was an open hand smack. Did nobody fall back to see what was going on? He confidently walked away. Why was some nigga so confident to smack you and walk away like that? Like, you should not. You should be walking away from me, which backwards. Like, there's no way that you think that you're just gonna walk away front facing. Like, that's just weird to me. That all happened, to be completely honest. And then when he smacked him, I felt like his feet went like this, and I felt like it was like in an action movie or some shit. I really did. I felt like he was in some type of action movie. All right, so let's see what my co-host in the comments is talking about. Michael Blackson, congratulations, Will, on his Oscar, but says he should have handled the situation with Chris Rock behind the scenes. Most definitely. If it's real, I agree. It should have been handled behind the scene. Well, he can come handle it on Zeus, okay? Where they go fight, I guess. Y'all always be saying handle someone in private whenever you show out at it is where I'm responding at. Sorry. Okay. So basically, people are always telling people to handle shit in private, especially for things that were done publicly. I'm the same way. Listen, if you disrespect me publicly, I think you got to address it publicly. Like, I'm really big on that, because you know what privacy feels like. You know what it feels like to be embarrassed, because if you didn't, you wouldn't be wanting to handle something privately. You would go ahead and get your ass right back up on that live, or get your ass right back on that social media, and do what you do. Period. Disrespect me publicly, we just gotta handle it publicly. Not the BET Hip Hop Awards. What else? He can keep his commentary to himself. He wasn't even invited into that space, and Will be back. But he was invited. He was hosting. Like, that's weird. Um, he handled it where the disrespect happened. Okay, all right. This is where you were comfortable at. I met you where you were comfortable at. Like, I'm that type of person. I'll be completely honest. I'm gonna meet you where you're comfortable at. If you give me the respect that if you have a problem with me, and that's what respect is about. Like, if you really had a problem with me, and if you really was about trying to get something off about something that I did, that I unknowingly did to you, then privately is most definitely how you should address it. But the moment you do it publicly, then yeah, I don't know. I don't have to have any consideration for you though after that. Nah, the same place you disrespected me at is the same place I'ma handle you at. That's what Jasmine Rose said there behind closed doors when he got on live TV and clowned this man's wife about her hair loss. Get out of here. Okay. I mean, that's what the people are saying, and I most definitely agree with the people. There was also a post that was posted from Janet Hubert, and I fucks with Janet Hubert. Like, she spent like Didn't she get on? She was like one of the first founding like users of YouTube. It feels like because she was on that motherfucker talking about Will Smith every day, night and day. It was like morning, noon, and evening. It was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and a snack 2 times a day. Like it was a lot. So she was always going in on him. So she actually had some words of of support for Will, which was actually really interesting. And I'm gonna get to that. Hold on one second. I am going to get to that. All right, so all right, all right. Let me see what's happening here. So this is Eric Benet. Eric Benet, we still ain't forgive you for what you did to Hallie. Whatever. Everybody hugging and consoling Will. Can somebody go check on Chris, a seat filler, or somebody? Well, let us minor celebrities try some shit like that. I would have caught about a 5 seconds of hang time flying through the air, getting thrown out of that bitch. Oh, what is a regular celebrity? I mean, a minor celebrity. And then I guess he said next year Mike Tyson should be the host. I'm thinking Mike Tyson need to host next year. I guess so. People ain't shit. This person, what's her name? Niecy Knight, Jace. She said at least he's aware he's a minor celebrity. Oh my god. Did you think Chris Rock should have retaliated right then and there? Yeah, I think anytime a man feels uncomfortable to come up to you and smack you, you should handle it right then and there. And I just that's yeah, I do. Most definitely, I do. Yep, most definitely I do. Because words aren't a reason for violence, right? I think, and if it was just words, there's no reason why. Is Will Smith going to get the Oscar taken away from him? I don't know. I know that they said they are reviewing it. Is the Academy going to invite Will Smith back? I don't know. You got to send that to the Academy. I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. Is Will Smith going to be fine? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about black people? Are we gonna get our reparations? Like, what's on your mind, Snuggles? I'm giving the floor to you, Snuggles, because now you want to just ask me like these just like how the fuck would I know ask questions. So I wanna meet your needs. So what exactly is it that you want to talk about? Will Smith is gonna be fine, but you should call Jada, and she can tell you. Anything else, Snuggles? Come on, Snuggles. I am talking about the topic that you put on the table. No, but I want to know what topic would you put on the table? Give me a topic that you would put on the table, Snuggles. Let me know. Okay, so doesn't have to be specific. I just want you to look at what's going on in the government at the same time that this is going on to see if there is anything nefarious that we haven't paid attention to. Wait. All right, is the Academy going to invite Will Smith back? I don't know. Maybe since I've been on here, did they release something to say that they're going to invite him back? I can double check that. Is Smith going to be fine? Yes, he's still going to be fine. At the end of the day, he is a multi-millionaire, working actor and heavily sought after, so he will be fine. A little bit more therapy, nothing wrong with that for us all, and he'll be back out here. I'm talking about the topic that you put on the table. I'm just here questioning. I'm just asking. I'm just asking questions. I do not know while you're doing the research. That's why I ask. The topic I would put on the table, to the mental health, the mental health of humans and dimensional health of humans. Does social media have to do with it, or how does it affect it? Table it put on the table is the mental is what is the mental? The fuck is that? The topic I would like. What's the DI mental? Are you just trying? Is just trying to say is mental health? Is that what you're trying to say? The topic I would like to put on the table is mental health. Is the mental health of humans, and what does social media have to do with it, or how does it affect it? All we can talk about is what does protection look like for Black women from the standpoint of women and men, and see what is different from both. I guess, but I mean, why do you want to hear me talk about mental health of humans? And what does social media have to do with it? Am I out here talking about I'm Dr. Jackie Nicole? I don't think I'm out here talking about I'm Dr. Jackie Nicole. So, I mean, I guess some people are affected by social media and it affects their mental health. I think that's a real thing out here. I mean, if it wasn't, I mean, we wouldn't have such a high rate due to, social media in terms of people committing suicide. I mean, so I think that goes without, somebody who's trying to talk about Will Jada and Chris Rock having to say that. I mean, I think that's a simple answered question. It most definitely has had an effect on people and their mental health. Next. Anything else? Anything else? All right. So let's see. Oh, these comments ain't nice. People ain't shit. This is something that would affect somebody's mental health right here. At least he's aware he's a minor celebrity. Woo. Okay, laughing my ass and my fucking ass off. Nobody checked on him. You fumbled Halle Berry. Be quiet. See, I said the same thing. Like, listen, we still trying to figure out, but she happy. Our sis is happy, and we happy for sis. You get what I'm saying? But you had sis out here wanting to sue National Enquirer back in the day. She believed you, and you was a whole sex addict out in these streets. Eric, be quiet. He earned that shit. Buddy cheated on Halle Berry. We don't want to hear nothing he got to say. See, I love my co-hosts in the comments. They most definitely get it. Stop hating from the outside of the club. Oh, dang, right? Um, Eric, you go check. You like y'all the same type of corny ass niggas. You go check on that corny ass nigga. It's him being aware of his minor celebrity for me. Chris Rock made a whole documentary about Black women's hair. Didn't I say that, y'all? He made a whole documentary about our hair to make a joke on a white platform about a Black woman who struggles with hair loss. So let him cry in the car. He can cry in the car. He can cry in the park. He can just cry under the bleachers. He could just be crying out here because that just shit didn't make no sense. Hush. And give Holly back her alimony, sir. You took alimony from her? You the original Ken duo here? You literally took alimony from our girl Haley. You just can't. There's no coming back, Eric. Eric, go sing my boy and sit this one out. Yeah, you know what, Eric? I'm just disgusted. You took alimony after being a whole sex addict out here and embarrassing that woman. Like, y'all men have no, ugh, just gross. It's just gross. You got the whole family together celebrating the smack heard around the world. Look at him. You got Willow. Is that her boyfriend? I don't know who that. Oh, that's Jordan. Okay, and Jaden. Okay. All right. I mean, the gang is all in town. Jordan is so pretty. Everybody looks nice though. I mean, everybody's celebrating. Jordan Woods, deserved Oscar. Family Forever. Oscar weekend. Y'all know. I mean, it was Jada and Will that took down the Kardashians when they went after Jordan. So they had some power in their name. All right, so listen, let's get into this Janet Hubert. I thought that this was interesting, right? This is what I don't like. I don't like when people try to build fake moral like high grounds like that aren't there, right? So what I'm saying about that, so Janet Hubert congratulate Will on his Oscar win and speaks on him slapping Chris Rock. Sometimes you have to slap back. Okay, girl. So she says, so proud of you. Yes, there is only so much one can take. Sometimes you have to slap back, celebrate the win. Nothing else matters. Both actions are, both actions were incorrect. Okay, so she does condemn Will's actions. That's good. But Chris didn't need to go there. Met him once. It was enough for me. Very mean spirited. Let me see. Very mean spirited. King Richard for the win. Okay. So this is what I have to say. I've heard people come out and say that Chris Rock is mean spirited. I've heard people, really try to say that he has, I guess, a personality. He's not the most desired person. At the end of the day, everybody's not everybody's cup of tea, right? Jenny Hubert, they were talking about you, greasy too. You were all type of negatives. You were all type of bitters. You were all types of all of these negative things that people use to describe people, right? So I think it's really interesting now that you have the opportunity to be back in the fold of and I don't even want to say like that, back in the fold of the in crowd, that you would turn around and try to say that Chris Rock is mean spirited, or even try to talk about somebody's character in that type of way, right? Maybe I do think the hair joke was a lot. I do think, yeah, I could see how it could be considered mean spirited. That joke, I can see how it's considered to be mean spirited. But I'm not going to just label the man mean spirited, because what I do know, catch this, Miss Janet Hubert. What I do know, he ain't replaced nobody with a light skinned woman on his show, right? What I do know is that he didn't replace nobody with a less talented actress on his show, Miss Janet Hubert, right? What I do know is, from what we do remember for you in the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and what something that he did think of was that he literally had Jazzy Jeff, and this is from your own words, that every time, or it came out, or was it Jazzy, or somebody came out and told how every time that the new Aunt Vid would walk into the room and Jazzy Jeff was there, he would say something would look different about her. Do you remember that, Janet? So when you sit up here and try to say that someone is mean spirited, I just really think that's a lot. That's a lot to put on somebody after we know all of what he did to you. You just was crying on a couch and was making up with him during the pandemic. So I don't know. I think people got to be easy. I think people got to remember that everybody's, well, in this case, girl, go sit down somewhere. Didn't nobody need you to come out and protect Will Smith. Like, everybody talked about who he was and how he conducted himself at some point in time, that people could label him a lot of things, right? So I don't know. I just think that go sit down somewhere, girl. Met him once, it was enough for me. Yes, met him once, it was enough for me. That's the Aunt Viv we love. We still love Aunt Viv, and I still love Jenny Hubert, so I still love her. But I'm just saying, girl, that just didn't even make sense. Like, mean spirited is what he did. Like, he literally, when as a woman, let me tell you something. When I sit back and I think about what he did to your character, he literally took a woman, and the character that you played, that was educated, that was like really a great actress, had range, you could dance, and like you had depth in the character, like you felt it, right? Like, so he really took your character and dumbed it down and stripped it of all of that, right? So when you talk about mean spirited, just think about that, right? He thought that much of your talent and what you brought to that show. So yeah, don't come out here being no fucking mammy now. Like, anybody need that shit. I can't stand. Oh my god, the older I get, and the women like a little bit, a little bit older and older. Mammyville. I'm not going to Mammyville. Like, take my dead caucus. Like, y'all can, it'll be dead before I go to Mammyville. I'm never gonna be a part of Mammyville. Oh god, Snuggle 668. Let me catch up on what you talking about. Okay, all we can talk about, what does protection look like for black women from the standpoint of women and men, and see what is the difference from both. Because you asked me to give you something to talk about, so I was giving you something that you could possibly think about, seeing that you do a lot of research, which I find is very important. Okay, I'm not. You're being sarcastic, right? So is Jada Pickett Smith humiliated? humiliated Will Smith, just like you did not want to hear the man that cheated on his ex-wife. I guess she should not be protected because she humiliated him in the past. Who is the man that didn't? Oh, you talking about Eric Benet? Oh, so is what? So is Jada Pinkett Smith humiliated Will Smith just like you did not want to hear the man that cheated on his ex-wife? I guess she should not be protected because she humiliated him in the past. Again, she didn't cheat on her husband, and that's directly from her husband's mouth. I'm going to need you to take some time because and do your research so that would make your point null and void because she didn't cheat. So we can listen and she still need to be protected, right? So, all right, so that's how we answer that. Is it wrong for someone to take alimony if the law dictates it? I think it's wrong for any man that was out here dirty dogging his wife, who was the breadwinner in their relationship, right? Since you guys are the head of the household and all this other stuff, right? She's already doing more than she's supposed to. I do think it's most definitely wrong for a man to take that alimony from a woman. Most definitely. I yeah, most definitely. What is a mammy? We ain't got time for that today. But I think you should be able to figure it out. A mammy is what Janet Hubert did, where she just out here defending Will Smith, even though he exhibited a lot of toxic masculinity the other night, and then he's also just did some fuckboy shit in terms of like what he did and how he handled her, right? And so now she is on the other end of defending somebody with all that toxic ass behavior. So the conversation about an entanglement that is not considered what you people call cheating. No, because if you go back and I said it at the time, and I literally said it in my video I did 5 months ago. I literally said if you realize how they're speaking to each other, it looked like at the end like he was, and I said this, he seemed as though he was just embarrassed that he had to address it publicly. It didn't seem like he was caught off guard by anything. It didn't even really seem like he was like all that much affected by whatever had happened between them. So no, I don't think it was cheating. Can you explain what is toxic masculinity? No, I don't have time for that today. But it is what we've seen in terms of him getting up there and punching Chris Rock. If you want to, that's yeah, it's most definitely that. It's sometimes men's idea of what it means to be a man, and sometimes that is toxic because you'll have a man that will get upset and get out of character because he'll feel like his manhood has been tested in some type of weird ass way. And it could be just like a man arguing with a woman and he's overly sensitive to a woman's talking shit to him or calling him a bitch ass nigga or blah blah blah. So he'll let words get him to the point where he wants to use violence, right? He wants to, because I'm feeling disrespected. You disrespected me. Who do you think you are? And so then you getting on the stage at the Oscars and you punching somebody. That's exactly what it is. So yes, I do. I'm literally calling that toxic masculinity. That's why I'm calling it that, honestly. Yeah, most definitely. But I think you have to realize with acknowledging it happens between men. We know that for sure. Again, if you want to talk about violence in our neighborhoods, right? That is also a form of toxic masculinity. So it's men who are unable to process their emotions and be able to have any like conflict resolutions or the inability to know what not to escalate to the point that you want to go out into your community and shoot up the neighborhood because you're mad about something, right? That's non life threatening, right? So that is most definitely toxic masculinity. So yes, it most definitely is not something that is conditioned on based on just a man to a woman, but it's most definitely in its totality just human behavior. I'm confused. You can call it toxic masculinity, but it seems like he were praising him, he or you or me or you were praising him for so-called protecting his wife for words. What's the meaning of masculinity? um I said that I think his wife is most definitely happy with what he did because I think that's, it made her feel good about her husband. I most definitely if he felt like his wife had been disrespected, right? He wanted to protect her, and that's what he wanted to do. Yes, most definitely I can understand him doing that, but that does not mean that I don't think it's toxic masculinity, because somehow some way he was most definitely he was triggered to the point where he had to show that emotion. Most definitely understood why he was upset, but I also said that I think that the best way he should have handled that was having a conversation at the end of the night. But there are some people who think that's protection, that wants that level of protection for anything. There's levels to it. Like, I just don't think, if it's not like, if you're not in my face or anything like that, or I don't feel physically threatened by you, then I don't think that I want. No, I'm sorry, I don't think, because shit gets real out here. I wouldn't want my man to just jump up over something that I could ignore, say some words and ignore. Like, I just, that's just literally how I feel. You gotta have, and that's where it is toxic masculinity, that you don't have enough self control to know that, like, that's not the appropriate response. There's a different response out there, right? So I don't know. I don't know. You got to go look that up for yourself. I'm not gonna go that go. I'm not gonna break it down that low. If you asked me, you've been having this conversation with me this entire motherfucking time, and you didn't know what masculinity is, you should have asked that first. So you don't get to ask that now. All right, so let's see what they're saying in these comments. Yeah, I know my co-host be acting the fool. Auntie says sometimes you gotta let it land where it land. Knowing her, that goes for Will too. That's why she's the best Aunt Viv, the best Aunt Viv. Okay, screaming, I gotta go to bed. I have to work tomorrow. Very mean spirit. Tell us more, Auntie. I mean, again, Will Smith is mean spirited. I mean, what he did to her. Let me see. Auntie Viv stick beside him. Auntie Viv gonna stick beside him. Look crazy, Auntie Viv. Not to say that you should even have came out and said something. I just think that you should have just fell back. I don't think you owed him that. I don't think, like, why do you think you owed him this? I'm confused, because he literally sat back and watched you for years on the motherfucking YouTube. Like, you helped establish that bitch on YouTube. So, like, I'm not calling you a bitch, but you helped establish that shit. So I'm confused on why you think you needed to come and rescue him. That's weird. Janet don't do nothing. She gonna keep it 100. That is true. She do keep it 100. Not gonna lie on that. I just don't think she needed to. Cause it's wrong to joke about a woman who's struggling with alopecia. And it was wrong to joke on a woman who just lost her job because your ego, you didn't like her. You thought you should treat people a certain way. And she said what the fuck she said. I'm glad people are publicly supporting Will. Chris had it coming. This is the second time he hosted the Oscars and had to say something about that man's wife. He had enough, shaking my head. All right, so y'all see what the people are saying, and that's my opinions about that one. I don't know. Now this one is interesting. Like, listen, people did not. I don't know why Fabulous think he can ever come out and talk about anything that has to do with any type of violence, like man on man violence, women on women violence, like human on animal violence. Like, we don't want you talking about no violence until you tell us what happened to Emily Lee B's front teeth. Like, we want you to know what happened to her original teeth. That's all the fuck violence that we care to hear about you talking about, sir. You are not forgiving for that. Like, let's be completely honest. When you're a trash ass person, you're a trash ass person. Chris Rock is a real professional, because ain't no way. Ain't no way, bruh. No, that's the truth, because that shit is just weird. That's what makes me think it's fake. That shit is just weird. That's not real. Did M ever hit you back? Close the internet. Close the fucking internet, okay? Y'all know what they're saying. This person was cute, but they're talking about his wife, now wife. At the time, it was his forever baby mama. He, she wrote, "Did Emily ever hit you back?" That's what she's talking about. Okay, like, don't ever come out and talk about violence, Fabulous. Like, we never need you to weigh in on that. We know how you feel. Your hands are very bisexual. You are giving it up. So yeah, we think you're trash. We know. We still trying to help Emily find her teeth. Hashtag tooth be told. Okay. All right. So let's see what my co-host said in the comments. They on Fabulous head tonight, child. He walked right into that, no shade. The way I just cackled. I think everybody needs to get some sleep and wake up and try again. He should send this one out. Beating on your wife is not a flex. It is not a flex. 2,088 people said it. Let me heart it. All right, what we got here? I still can't believe he knocked her teeth out, her teeth out, and she stayed. It's like he knocked her teeth out and she stayed and she married him. Like like it was a situation. And it's worth talking about because yeah, some of these women, you goofy out here, you got to be talked about, so you know how it feels, like you know what it is. So he knocks her teeth out, and then her father comes over trying to protect her, and he's threatening the father outside. Like it was like a whole situation allegedly out, and it's on video, but it's a whole situation allegedly. Like it's just a bit much. So to have him out here thinking that we forgot is just like, no, that's not how this internet thing works. Especially when we're talking about violence. Especially when you talk about violence, we all know what you would have did, Fab. We know what you would have did, Fab. If Wanda Sykes would have walked up on that stage and smacked the Fabulous, if he was hosting, he would have smacked her back. Sometimes just eat your food. Okay, Fabulous, just eat your damn food. Fab ain't lying though. That's some serious professionalism. It really is, cause it's not. You gonna sit this one out. Laughing my fucking ass out. Tooth be told. That is funny. Not tooth be told. He should have just sat there and ate his food. Cause one thing we gonna do is remind him. That's what the people is for. Really love Twitter. That is what the people is for. Shout out to Lotto and Mariah in their song. Like I said, we're not, covering any of that tonight. But, I most definitely support women in hip hop, and there's so much great hip hop that's coming out. Nicki Minaj, her pen game is just like all over, everywhere, all over people's songs and stuff. Like she's really doing her thing. She is the queen of rap. There's just no getting around that. She's consistently just really dope, and no matter what, you get what I'm saying? Even on top of, stuff with the husband and stuff like that don't go away. Like my words and what I said don't go away. It just is what it is, right? So that's stuck. But when it comes to her work, yeah, you can't debate that. There's no debating that. There's nothing to even be said. That Blick Blick song with Coi Leray, y'all already know I said I'm not talking about that girl. Like, but that song is amazing. No, that song is amazing, but that song is really dope, and it's Nicki Minaj's part that's dope. Now, I think she pinned the whole thing. I think she pinned that other person's part of that song. I think she pinned the whole thing. I think it was super dope though. What else? Who else is out here? Of course, like I said, Lotto. You have Amaretta, right? Sorry, not sorry for that Atlanta diss. I really like that. I'm a fan of Amaretta, so that was really good. Who else is out there that's releasing music that I just seen? I think some of that Big Boss Vet. I just shared her. I like that. What else? What else? What else? I don't know. There's just so much music out here. One day I gotta sit and just listen to some music, and just review it. Cause like I said, the women are really doing their things, and this is really dope. Lotto and Mariah. That's a big feature. I'm really excited for her. Wish her nothing but the best. Stephen A. Smith slams Will Smith for touching Chris Rock. Listen, I'm with Stephen A. Smith. I'm with the Stephen A. Smith. I'm with the Shannon Sharp. I'm with everybody. It's just like, have you lost your damn mind? Have you lost your mind? You do not have the right to press record and be out here and hit and send and putting all your business out there every week. And it just felt like y'all just went deeper and deeper. And I'm like, I was looking at like, Willow, you in a relationship with two people, Willow? Like already? Like who exposed you to this, Willow? Like this is a lot. Where would you have gotten these images from? Who told you about polyamory? Like what, Willow? Like it was like that. It was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot. And then Grams. I like me some Grams, so I ain't really got too much to say about Grams. It's such a beautiful woman. Her story is amazing. Like all their stories is really amazing. So don't really read into too much of what I'm saying. I just like to have fun and joke and talk my ish. It is most definitely me just doing too much. That's why it's she be doing too much is plastered on my shit. All right, Stephen A. Smith slams Will Smith for touching Chris Rock. What will Will Smith did. Okay, what Will Smith did tonight was straight bullshit. There's no excuse for it. All right, so let's see.
Particularly after the event was over. Great bullshit. Props and congratulations to him for winning the Oscar because damn it, he deserved it. And I love the brother and I'm proud of him, but boy, was that a shameful act for him to commit tonight. To go up on stage and slap Chris Rock like that, he's lucky he didn't get his ass kicked, particularly after the event was over. If not by Chris Rock, to the fellas he had there with him. I mean, damn. Denzel and Bradley Cooper and Tyler Perry having to calm you down. Your publicist having to run out and calm you down. I mean, damn. Come on, bro. Come on, man. There's no excuse for it, ladies and gentlemen. Don't even try to justify it, okay? Chris Rock said it years ago. Every time black folks doing something, you know who messes it up. I never dreamed in my wildest dreams I'd be saying that about Will Smith. A black man, Will Packer, did a phenomenal job producing the Oscars, and you do this to stain yourself, to stain the Academy Awards? Dang. What Will Smith did tonight was straight bullshit.
Okay, I fuck with Stephen A. Smith, but calm down. Will fucked up, but calm down. Listen, you really be loving these white people and they shit though. Like you really be going really extra hard about caring what the fuck they think. Me personally, I don't be caring. I don't be caring. So if I felt like somebody smacked me, and I don't care if I'm in a room with 20,000 white people, I don't care if it's the new pope being sworn in. I don't even know if that's the right language to use. I don't give a shit. If someone slaps me, I'm going to slap them back. I don't care. If I feel disrespected by somebody, I'm going to handle it. All right. I just said I'm not answering the question about the masculinity because we've been on this live too long. Haven't like, and I had answered some questions where you asked me about toxic masculinity, and I just feel like I'm not nobody's school teacher. And then when it comes to certain things like just needing to know the meaning of a word, if you don't realize what the meaning of the word is because of the context doesn't give it away for you, I just think it's your responsibility to go look up the word. So that's all I was saying. Like I'm not gonna do that. And what is wrong with polyamory? It's no different than monogamy. Um, I literally just said, "Girl, you so young. Who been showing you that? How do you know about that?" It was most definitely an emphasis on the fact that she was just so young to be experimenting in such something like that. But it was not me necessarily saying that I thought something was wrong with polyamory or something like that. So if you heard that, please type in, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that was what I was going for. I hope that helps. All right, let's see what my co-hosts have to say. Steven, sit down, ma'am. Please. Man, mind your business on this, Steven. Because y'all know Steven be in everything. He be in everything. He be in all the NBA players' business. Y'all know him and Kwame Brown. They got this. Like, listen, and I know I don't get on this live much, and I have to get on this live more, but that is a reality TV show. That shit over there with Kwame Brown. Kwame, the Gilbert Arenas. That's the boxing match I want to see. I want to see Kwame stomp the fuck out of Gilbert Arenas. I just think they should just, do it for charity. For charity, gotta clean it up. Gotta clean it up. But I just really would wish they would just get in the ring and just handle this because it's a straight reality TV show. Like there's characters over there. You got the Kwame, and it's men. It is just men in the manosphere. And women, y'all are not paying attention. Tune into this shit. Like don't miss this shit. These niggas get together by themselves with no women and still manage to want to fight, right? And still manage to just still be just messy. They are messy, okay? You got the Mr. Skinnies, you got the, like, it's just like a whole bunch of fucking characters. You got the Carcinos, like, and everybody's just going back and forth. And there's panels of men who are just exhibiting behavior that is just I'm not gonna say not manly. They are just exhibiting behavior out here, okay? And it's interesting and it's fun. It's a good time to watch. Um, on a serious note though, because let me be serious now. But on a serious note, um, I'll say this and I'll say this from the very beginning. I've been wanting to go over there and do some like Kwame reviews, of course, because I want to get my numbers up and all that shit too. But y'all talking about his mama and all the other shit, I just don't understand that. Like there's like this crab in the barrel mentality with our people that is just so freaking, it infuriates me, right? You have this man come and bring his celebrity to YouTube and allow people to use his videos and allow people to eat off of him. And it just seems like it's just never enough, right? And then every aspect of like who he is and what and why should he be the one that gets all this attention or making all this money and stuff. It becomes all about that when you associate with people, instead of being just appreciative of the fact, yo, I can actually create content off this man and eat and be merry. It immediately it feels like it's like, let's destroy, right? And it's just like, and it's infuriating because he didn't have to come on YouTube and associate, not on some better shit, but not on some better shit, but on some old, like if he would have spent 2 or 3 more weeks and just looked at everybody that he would interview with it, associated with at some point, he would have seen that, okay, certain people would just automatically had the trouble label on them already labeled troubled, already had problems with people, already falling out. And then you just got to be mindful in 2022 that people literally will literally go out their way to befriend you so that they can feed off of like what you got going on, right? So it was just really weird to see all of that. Like there's some people who are on YouTube right now that can't go a week without making a Kwame Brown video. That shit's crazy. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's just disrespectful to see people do that whole mother thing. Because what do you get out of that? What do you get out of that? Somebody you've never met that you would beef with that hard. Like, I don't got that energy for a stranger. That's why I be on Clubhouse and just be blocking motherfuckers. Like, blah, 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 blah. And blah, 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 blah. Like, because I just don't understand. Like, we have words one time and I'm not feeling you. Like, and I'm really not feeling your vibe. Like, I'm not trying to go around you. I'm not trying to be on your stage. I'm not trying to go back and forth with you. Like, I'm good on you. Right? Especially a complete stranger. So when I see people doing that, it's crazy. I don't get it. Well, like, what's the motivation? You don't know them, they don't know you. Like, I don't have time to be making up with strangers. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. It's weird behavior out here. But let me see what else they saying in these comments. Acting like he robbed someone or committed a murder. Laugh out loud. Yeah, you are really acting like somebody really did. Nobody asked you, Tom. I don't like that. Shut up. Nobody asked you anything. My thoughts is, who asked him? Do he really think we care about his opinion? Team Will. I don't know. I know how people feel about Stephen A. Smith. I think a lot of people have some valid points about Stephen A. Smith, but I also think people, and just like Wendy Williams, and this is why I will always hold down Wendy Williams, that sometimes people get mad because I feel like there's so many people trying to be Wendy Williams. There's so many people who are trying to be Stephen A. Smith, right? So I can't help to think that even though I don't agree with sometimes like all of things that Stephen A. Smith say in terms of like if he is making comments in like people's contract years that are affecting them getting their money, I don't agree with that. Like I don't agree with I don't agree with that. Most definitely everybody got that. But I do have to disagree with the fact that the matter is, it just seems like when I'm looking on YouTube, everybody want to be the Vlad, everybody want to be Stephen A. Smith, everybody want to be Wendy Williams. So I find I have a hard time with trying to hold these people accountable for something that I feel like people are aspiring to be, which makes them the best at what they do. Love it, hate them or love it. It just is what it is. People are aspiring to be like them. So I don't know, it's a tough one, but I most definitely understand why people are upset. I thought who asked him who really think about his opinion. Oh, I was done with this. I made this point on my. Are you still there, Snuggles? I made this point in my live earlier where I was talking about comedy and making jokes about people, and I was talking about yeah, I love gummy bears, so I like the Haribo gummy gold bears. Um, hold on one second. Let me get my thoughts together and put my music back on. We're gonna have a little moment where we talk. I really like this mix. I'm gonna go back. I don't feel like looking for any of the free copyright free music. All right, so I was thinking earlier, so I was talking about thinking about jokes and inappropriate jokes and people feeling like, people should not be telling harmful jokes or jokes about people's, like, I guess, health conditions or maybe their life or something like that. Um, and I thought that was really interesting because like, I'm literally been sitting and thinking about all day, what are good jokes, right? What are jokes that are appropriate or that people feel comfortable with, right? And that's that funny part where it comes to comedy because, like, I'm a big fan of Paul Mooney. I'm a big fan of Moms Mabley. Like, I'm a big fan of people like Monique. I'm a big fan of, like, Odell Givens. Like, I'm a big fan of people who just really talk shit and just, like, really told it like how it is, right? Um, with that being said, it does seem like picking and choosing in terms of like who will allow to tell certain jokes and depending on how they make us feel, that you'll accept it. I find that people, and depending on where they're from, and the fact of the matter is, like, I know who I am. I know where, like, I'm not from the hood and stuff like that. I think because I have a certain way of talking that certain people within my community feel some sort of way sometimes. Like, even if it's talking about, if I say the word nigga, right? I've had people say, well, I just don't like, when you say it sounds different, right? And then it's like, okay, so what am I supposed to do with that shit? Like, oh, because you got some PTSD or something to do with like voices that sound like mine, or you think I sound white talking, and so at times, so you just think that when I say the word nigga, you feel triggered by that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm gonna continue, to say the word if I feel like it, right? So there's that. With that being said, I find when people have the expectation of feeling like they don't like certain type of jokes, that what are good appropriate jokes, right? That would be my one question to people out there. But also, if I think when being black, right? I'm gonna tell jokes or tell things or say things that are specific to in referencing to the group that I belong to, which is the Black American group. I'm Black American, right? So a lot of times, if I'm gonna, critique or if I have a perspective, it's most definitely coming from the fact I'm Black American. I grew up in the suburbs. All my families and stuff, have been in the hood. Have always been comfortably going back to the hood. I grew up going to the projects, visiting cousins and stuff like that. So I do have a perspective of things that I've gotten to see throughout life to know, like, where it applies and all this other stuff. And I've had my own associations and friendships throughout my entire life too. On the black side, white side, and just diversity side, just been able to interact with a whole different bunch of people. So yeah, I do have a unique perspective. I find a lot of times, like when I'm listening on Clubhouse or even when I'm on YouTube, you'll find that a lot of these perspectives are narrow, or a lot of them aren't. I want to say like worldly. I feel like I will listen to people talk a lot of times, and it's like this narrow view, and even in terms of history and being able to cite history and being able to source and be able to say like uh, just be able to pull from different types of history throughout the world is really important when you're talking, so that way you won't be out here exaggerating different things, because you just don't know that this has always been a thing. And I think the clearest example for me for that. I don't know how I got here, but I'm gonna go. Um, I remember one time I was on Clubhouse and we were talking about slavery, and there's always this conversation about police, right? And a lot of people will say, "Oh, when we're talking about current day police," and they'll be like, sometimes I'll hear in conversations, people will be like, well, police is due to slavery, and if it wasn't for slavery, that they invented the police or they created the police because of slavery, and da 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 da. And for a lot of people, that's their core of their argument in terms of trying to, that's the core of their argument. That's the core of their argument in trying to say, correlate the, whatever white supremacy and all the subset police, right? That's the core of the argument. I will come in and be able to, kind of give a different perspective and say, well, we've always been policed. There's always been some type of form or faction of type of policing. Calling it policing didn't occur until slavery, most definitely. I can agree with that. But if you really do think about that and you think about how nations and meaning kings and queens use their guards and stuff in terms of like watching their kingdoms go and get their money, squashing any civil unrest. Like there's always been some type of form of policing in the world. So sometimes I do have to go in there. It's like, okay, calm down. Policing has always been an overall thing, right? Did it not just get, they just didn't get labeled until then, and that's something completely different. So it wasn't that it was like a foreign concept to be policed. And I think, again, I give that example to y'all to say that, that's my perspective of looking at it and being able to have different views and being able to pull for different things, right? With that being said, when it comes to people like a Chris Rock and his jokes and stuff like that, comedians tell jokes about things that they're familiar with, right? That they relate to, or they have knowledge of, right? So I'm black, so I'm going to tell jokes, or I'm going to make references or make comments about things that have to do with blackness. Now, I think black people, talking about my people, would feel okay about jokes though if they were aimed at another group of people. If all the jokes were aimed at the Italians I make, or if all the jokes were aimed at Spanish people, or if all the jokes were aimed at Jewish people, then people would be most definitely okay, comfortable in that. But how could I make those jokes, right? I'm not in those. I'm not in those communities. It would most definitely for me. I mean, I know it's not the exact term, but it would most definitely be prejudice and all of that if I took those perspectives or decided to like comment like out the side of my neck about different cultures, or make jokes about different cultures and things that I don't understand and wouldn't be able to fully relate to or fully explain outside of whatever I would be presenting in a joke. I say all that to say that I know black people would be okay with that if I would pick on another culture. So with that being said, it makes it disingenuous, because if you would be okay with, or if you are okay with another comedian that is making fun of another group of people, and you find that funny, but when it's something that is familiar to you, that touches your toes, that makes you feel some sort of way. Now when it's something familiar, then all of a sudden it's an inappropriate joke, then you're hypocritical at that point, right? Because what was it wasn't hip it wasn't inappropriate when it was about somebody else, right? In the same way, like, you do got to be careful, like, when it comes to, like, because people do catch feelings, people do feel some sort of way about it. But if you think about, like, when people let's say me and a homegirl, we go to a comedy show, right? And the comedian is on stage and he's telling jokes about a hood rat with, 5 kids and 6 baby daddies, and she don't know who a kid belongs to, one baby daddy. Like, just really going in like comedians do, right? And I know I'm being extra with it, but I be doing too much, and that's fine. So let's say I go to a comedy show and a couple friends and whatever, and one of them is that baby mama. You know what I mean? And I'm rolling my motherfucking ass off. Because again, that ain't me. I don't feel touched by it. I don't feel triggered by it. I don't feel any of those things. That's basically what Will Smith felt. He felt triggered. So I'm rolling and I'm laughing, blah, 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 blah. Like, it's funny, right? It was tended to be funny. I think it's funny. You know, you could be with somebody who would really take that personal because they would feel like, oh, so what's so funny about that? Would you be laughing at me? You know what I'm saying in their head? Oh, I'm just like that person he's talking about. That's how you really feel. And so it's a tough situation to even just have an opinion that you put out on fucking Facebook without someone trying to say that they feel like you talking about them. And it's just like some shit don't be making sense. I don't even fucking know that you going through that. How the fuck would I be talking about you? You know what I'm saying? Like some it's just a wild time in society where freedom of speech and all the other stuff is being questioned, or people thinking that they can dictate other people's freedom of speech, and that's just not how this country works. Like, it's just not how that works. Yeah, it's just not how it works. And the people, a lot of people like to say there's consequences to freedom of speech and blah blah blah, and it always feels like when I'm on I'm sorry. It always feels like when I'm on Clubhouse and I hear people say that, and it's like, yes, there are consequences to speech. And as we've seen from what we just seen Will did, and everyone agrees, that's not the appropriate response, right? And this is where people on Clubhouse and people in general who says that consequences to speech thing, and they seem to say as if though they're trying to insinuate like there could be the repercussions of violence, right? Which is so hypocritical to everything that I've been hearing on the app today in regarding Will and Chris. Now, just to remind you, just like there is consequences to someone's freedom of speech, there's also consequences to whatever you feel like you could issue as a consequence to that person, because that's literally what we're talking about. We're not talking about the fact that someone has broken the crime. I'm sorry, someone has done something um of had did something so egregious in terms of their speech that the law would not take care of. And what I mean by that, like, you can't stand in a crowded room and scream fire if there's no fire, because you would be inciting, I think it's chaos, or you would be inciting a crowd, right? So that's something that is illegal, right? And the courts do take care of that, right? So there's something that speaks upon that. I find that people are talking about speech, they're talking about just speech that they don't like, speech that they feel offended of, speech that you just literally just hurts their feelings, that they deem inappropriate, right? And feeling like there should be a repercussion for that. Not necessarily that there's a repercussion that the law recognizes, right? It's their own self-inflicted repercussions to what they deem to be inappropriate. And that's where it gets slippery at, because it's like outside of, and then we can look at it and with all the people who we swear that we've canceled and all this other stuff. If we look at it, we ain't really been canceled. R. Kelly music is still up. The baby's still gonna go out on tour and make money. He's still gonna make albums and all this other stuff. Like, none of these people are canceled. They still gonna be out here doing their thing. So what was their repercussion? That y'all got mad? Y'all shut them down for a little bit, right? But if ultimately the repercussion is that somebody learns from their mistakes because they lose out at opportunity, they lose out at money, they lose out at work, do they really learn from that if they continue to just continue? If the people, the masses, and I'm talking about people who will employ these people, talking about the baby and stuff, and then just people who will continue to buy and support their products, right? So when the people will come together and still support somebody, did you cancel somebody? What was the repercussion? There was none, right? It's just a few people angry and was able to make some noise, but appropriately so. If somebody's going to be canceled, right? You really, one person or group of people can't make that happen. Like, everybody um, across across the board. Not to mean that we even galvanized or got together. Just people just generally just have to disagree with that person, and it just has to happen naturally if they're going to be canceled. And we've seen it happen where people have gone away for years and then come back. Yeah, that's most definitely, I feel like, a cancel, right? I don't think you getting publicly scrutinized for some behavior and then coming back within what 4 months or so, or 2 or 3 months, or sometimes is that cancel. I don't think that's cancel. But I do think when people say there's repercussions, I think they're talking about violence. Y'all are talking about wanting to, oh, you would have to suffer the repercussions of saying whatever you want. So that means is that me, someone who puts herself out there, speaks her opinion. And that's why all the comedians are coming out. Should I expect that somebody should want to put their hands on me for words? Words that they pull up in view, words that they could just keep on scrolling, words that, you know what I mean? You just literally don't have to listen if you don't want to, right? So it is a dangerous time where people find, will make excuses and be hypocrites to go back and forth. For Will, it's okay, but for somebody else, if it was on the street or somebody else that they did not like, who did what who would have did what Will did, it would have been a problem. Let's see. Let me see what Offset's saying now. Here, this one was interesting. So Offset said, I feel you will smack the shit out of one of you niggas about my wife on national TV. Well, nigga, you'll be smacking a whole lot of niggas seeing how your wife acted on national TV in terms of her behavior on that Love and Hip Hop reunion and in general. Listen, she may won that shit with Tasha Carey, but we are quite clear on who Cardi B is and what she has said, and so she is most definitely the butt of a lot of jokes, and it just is what it is. Yeah, that's what happens when you press play and you hit record and all those things, that when you put yourself out there, and now you just a gutter butt on live. Like, I mean, I don't know. I said you just gonna be smacking everybody, smacking and paying people. I hope it's worth it. So let's see. Let's see what they say in these comments. Laughing my ass off, and I wholeheartedly believe Offset. We believe you. Thing is, I know Offset is serious. I love that for him. And he said, I've done it over my kids. Okay, he's not playing. The Migos love any reason to run up on somebody except that group on, I mean, allegedly on his label, but who am I? Chris Rock producing that documentary about black women being connected with their hair. So only you can disrespect her, but nobody else can. I mean, the shit writes itself, to be completely honest, in these comments sometimes. We'll give him a little straighten, as he should. That's his wife. Didn't somebody roll up on him? Was he the one who was comparing his wife to Beyonce, and he said the B word, or something like that? He ain't had none of that energy. You ain't had none of that respect that you want for yours, though, too. And that's when niggas be looking. You gotta look at niggas real funny. You want what type of respect for your wife? I mean, you didn't have respect for another man's wife? Or was that the other one? Was that Quavo? I thought it's one of them. It's one of them. It's one of the Migo boys. I do remember that. A man with multiple lives shouldn't be talking. Ooh, what she know? He literally never sticks up for his wife. Like, I mean, yeah. But you can play with her on national TV. Okay. Period. It's like people do shit for acknowledgement of, like, saying the right shit. Like, ultimate respect is literally not cheating on someone, not embarrassing somebody. Like, that's like ultimate respect. All that for what, bruh? Can't give her loyalty off to cheat. Okay, period. Here we flipping got. I don't believe us. I just don't. Please shut up. I did it and I'll do it again. Period. All right, so let's see what else is out there. We got Stephen A. Smith. Beyonce looked beautiful. Nice, bright yellow. She looked amazing. Listen, let me tell y'all something. I don't know, like I think there's a song on one of the recent songs. Nikki brags about making her husband a millionaire. Ladies, just be careful. Like I mean, in my can do, I just don't know. Spirit, just be careful. Like, just be careful out here. Like y'all really be like. I mean, I'm from a city where bitches be proud to to be giving niggas money and buying sweatsuits and shit. Like this is weird shit out here. It's I don't know. Like you got to do a lot nowadays. Let me see. She bragged about making them nigga a millionaire. I'm like, it's like some reverse psychology type of shit. Like, I don't know. That's just me. Some reverse psychology pimping ish, allegedly. I don't know. It's just weird. I'm not bragging on making no nigga a millionaire, and that's just me. Let me see what P Diddy say. P. Diddy, we don't want to hear nothing about what you got to say about nobody else getting smacked. The way Mace it sounded like you owe him money and that he could have ran up on that stage his motherfucking self. Mace seemed like if he see you on the stage, he's coming up there. If you get up there talking about I'm brother love and I'm for the community, I'm here for my people and I'm just trying to give back. I think you're going to trigger a response out of motherfucking Mace, to be completely honest with you. And as he should, because he most definitely should feel as though you are playing in his face. I would feel that way. Let me see. I would most definitely feel that way. Uh, all right, so this is the response. So let me go back. Now, everybody knows they've settled their beef. Apologies have been issued. Chris has released a statement. It makes sense.
I'm going to, okay? Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane jump. I'm going to, okay?
Wow.
Will Smith.
I don't know. Every time I look at that, it does seem like he might have meant that shit. Like he was ready. Diddy says I can confirm Will Smith Chris Rock settled feud after Oscars 2022. That's not a problem. That's over. I can confirm that. Diddy confirm that you and Mace is not a problem. Diddy 52 told us of the beef without elaborating on further details of how Smith 53 and Rock 57 have had reconciled. I didn't know these niggas was that old. It's all love, he added. They're brothers. Yeah, Diddy, it's hard. You don't do right by people. It's hard to listen to, my sir. Like, just to be completely honest, like, you got in position of the white man and did the same thing. Like, it's really hard to listen to. So, I'll be completely honest. I like to celebrate you, but I celebrate you for doing you, for you, and yours. Didn't necessarily work out for almost, it feels like 100 people that may have came underneath you. Just allegedly. I mean, just from what Mace says. Neighbors, it's no secret that everyone is still gagging after Will Smith slapped the funny out of Chris Rock last night. Well, according to P Diddy, everything is good. It's all good now. In a statement to Vanity Fair, Diddy said, "That's over. I can confirm that. It's all love." He added, "They're brothers." Chris has not publicly made any comments regarding the situation. LAPD says they will open up an investigation should Chris choose to. Um, if Chris chooses to, but we're glad they were. I guess they meant to say they were able to settle their differences. Listen, Diddy, mind your business. You made it happen. You probably owe somebody some money. Diddy's behind it. I believe it. Y'all believing that slap is the reason we spent 2 years in lockdown? I get it now. That's Mario. Yeah, I know Mario from them People's Be More too. Let me see. What? I love a toxic nigga pull up and mace me and my friends. Bitch, I get maced because of your nigga. I'm fucking you up. Like, what is going on here? Fucking you up. Like, why is your man macing me? Why you didn't tell me about this? Like, we need to have a friendship contract where you tell me about the crazy niggas in your life, because I don't need to be died. Here lies the bitch that was friends with the bitch with the beef with her husband. Tell me, I'm not dying because you what? I love a toxic bae. Pull up and mace me and my friends. No, y'all gonna get together and we gonna beat you up because like there's just no way that you think that shit is cute. And we know you toxic galore. All right, so let's see what the comment said. Mace is crazy. Like, listen, that's crazy. Not Mace Betha. She's talking about that spray mace, MACE. No, girl. Wait, huh? Nah, this ain't it. This is so corny to me. Girl, just say you needed some press. You know, you just emailed Kyle and then he posted this shit on here. Air bubbles for brains. Like, Lyra. I mean, we're not going to talk about what we seen on that video, but Lyra, like, girl, what's up with folks fantasizing about domestic violence? Like, you up there with Ari. Right, thinking that people aren't loved because they ain't getting guns pulled out on them. Like, you're just that. It's just some weirdo shit. And what's her name, Drea? Your whole facts can be deleted. No, none of this shit. No, I'm sorry. No, who is we? Your family? Allegedly to all of this shit. Listen, I said the video. Is it the coke? I'm telling you, my co-hosts in the comments, they be on it. They be freaking on it. They be on him. Mace is kind of odd though. No, ma'am. And I'm praying for young girls who think this is love. I hate seeing shit like this. Someone said, "No, ma'am. That's not toxic. That's abuse, and it's not cute." And why your friends gotta be involved with it? Why you just mace what's yours, okay? You pull up, just mace what's yours, and I'm gonna mind my fucking business. I'm gonna always mind my business. Like, oh girl, I love that for you. How does it feel? I'm an asshole, so don't mind me. I'm an asshole. Don't mind me. So your nigga pull up and mace you. All I can do is hold you, girl, and get some water and help you make sure you're all right and get you home safe. That's what I can do. But I'm not getting mace for you. Yeah, you on your own, boo. Absolutely not. Everybody's telling you the same thing I'm saying. No, no, no. Mace me and you might not make it home, sir. Goons and speed down. Okay. Me and my friends with a weird emoji face. Like, exactly. Girl, Lyra, you on your own with that one. Like, I hope everything is well. Okay. All right, are we done? Tiffany Haddish told Jada to suck Will Smith's dick from the back. Okay. Tiffany Haddish got to start showing up on these red carpets allegedly and just on a camera allegedly sounding like she's been drinking allegedly too much. Y'all ever hang out with somebody who just drinks before you even get to the fucking event where they are going to be serving the alcohol? And it's sort of like, but you could have just saved your shit and just drunk their shit. Like, why are you starting before we get there? Like, this is a lot. That's what Tiffany Haddish. I hung out with a Tiffany Haddish before. Like, I don't like that sloppy, drunk, falling over the place, type of look, a person to hang out with. I sure enough don't. Arguing with security and all types of shit. That's not my vibe. Niggas talk shit about me, but they don't tell the truth. No, this is not the one, but there's a video where she's telling Jada to do that. All right, so he did break his silence and apologize. It's Shannon Sharp for me. I love me some Shannon Sharp.
About that, Chucks. I'd have whipped Will Smith ass. I know you. I would have whipped. He'd have had to whip me, or I'd have had to whip him. And every time I see him, it's on sight. There ain't nothing to say. And then you apologize to the Academy. After the Academy, you need to apologize to that man. Get him about that, Chucks. I'd have whipped Will
I would have whipped. He'd have had to whip me, or I'd have had to whip him. And every time I see him, it's on sight. There ain't nothing to say. And then you apologize to the academy. After the academy, you need to apologize to that man. Get him up about that to us. I'd have whipped Will Smith ass.
This is a longer clip because there's so much that he said in one of his clips that I really want. I really want what Shannon Sharp said. Hold on one second. I want the whole clip, y'all. Let's see if it's here. Oh, y'all, he is so fine to me. I love everything about Shannon Sharp. The way he talks, the way he dressed, all of that. All right, so let's see. Where is the video? No, no video. This shit is running extra slow. I'm gonna have to get off of here. I don't know why this is such like I feel like cutting edge like takes that Shannon Sharp said he would have whooped Will Smith's ass. Like who would have stood there? Like nobody's admitting that they would have stood there and just taken that. I don't so y'all heard the comment that the guy asked me on the chat like if my husband or my boyfriend like I don't like you just let somebody smack you? Like what happened? Like were you were scared? Was the police right there? You thought it was like a setup? Like that person was trying to get you jammed up with the police? Like I'm gonna want to like I have 101 questions. 100 like I really have 200 questions because I just need to understand. So once y'all left and then you know or you made sure the police left and did you follow him home and smack him back? I'm gonna want to know, like, so how are you gonna rectify this man just slapping you? mm, like how are you gonna rectify that? Like I'm like I wouldn't have been able to come back home. Okay, here we go. This is good. This should take too long.
Defense. And they're, you know, this is where they go to be lauded for their performances. Yeah. And to have Will Smith behave in this manner. He's talking about, you know, different, he protected his wife. Well, where was her protection of a man when she was at the red table talking about what she was doing in the thing? Where was her protection of her husband? Chris Rock is a comedian. What comedians do? They can do this better than anybody else. They can take a real life situation and make it funny. That's what comedians are. Comedians take situations, and that's why I say,
All right, so because everything is so delayed and my internet is acting a fool, let's go ahead and play this.
And to have Will Smith behave in this manner, he's talking about, you know, he's protecting his wife. Well, where was her protection of a man when she was at the red table talking about what she was doing with this entanglement? Where was her protection of her husband? Chris Rock is a comedian. What comedians do, they can do this better than anybody else. They can take a real life situation and make it funny. That's what comedians are. Comedians take situations, and that's why I say, we up here all the time, Skip. I said there's truth in jokes. That's what they do.
There's the most truth in jokes.
So now what we're starting is a bold precedent. I'm saying something about somebody, oh, look at that weave, or look at this hair, man, bro, what you got on, man, that's terrible. He walks up on stage. What he should have done is what DC Young Fly did last year when somebody came up on the stage and whipped him. Because, see, this is going to be out there for perpetuity. But also to be out there for perpetuity, I'd have come up out that tux. I'd have whipped Will Smith ass.
I know you.
I would have whipped, he'd have had to whip me, or I'd have had to whip him. And every time I see him, it's on sight. There ain't nothing to say. And hold on, I'm watching him at the Vanity Fair, and Will Smith is carrying on like ain't nothing happened.
And nothing
And then
happened.
you apologize to the Academy. At the Academy, you need to apologize to that man. Skip that. Let me tell you, there's three things, especially in our community. You say the N-word, you spit on me, and you slap me. Because if you go back when we were less than, that's what they did. They didn't punch you, they slapped you.
Got it.
Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. When you hear somebody, they don't say I'm gonna punch you, they say I'm gonna slap the you know what out of you. Because that's the ultimate sign of disrespect. Will Smith and his crowning achievement, he finally won an Oscar. And he's had some performances that he could have easily won one. Now, Will Smith won the Oscar in 2022, but what, this overshadows it. He's never going to be able to live this moment down. What should have been his greatest moment, his joy, is marred by this.
Because most people anticipated he was going to win Best Actor.
Right.
Okay.
And so now you take the moment away from Venus and Serena about their dad, the story about their family, their dad. You stole that moment from them. Why? Because he made a joke. This is the first time I get it. Chris Rock said something back in 2016 when Will Smith said he was going to boycott. And Jada said she wasn't coming also, and Chris Rock said, well, they didn't invite you anyway, so nobody's gonna miss you. But Skip, this for him to do that, considering some of the things that she had said at her round table about an entanglement, he ain't slapped that guy. That's the guy you should be mad about.
Yep.
I'm so disappointed because it's us. For the world to see, I don't know how many people was watching. Say 5, 10, 15, 20 million people was watching.
Not what it used to be, but go ahead.
But it's us. You see, it's us. And all y'all out there talking, oh, that's his man protected his woman. Really? That's what y'all think this is about. Somebody, it's embarrassing.
Okay. It's embarrassing. He said it good. You know who else had a good response that I like? Where is she at? The one from The View. She had a good response because she literally, let me see. What's her name? Is it Sunny? The View. There's a clip from, I hope I can find it. It's a short clip. Who's the other host on The View? Is her name Sunny? Sunny. I keep wanting to feel like I want to say Sunny Anderson, but I know that's not it, right? You know what? We'll listen to this one and I'll go find it. Hold on one second.
Find your beat, your moment of calm.
Is going to let him keep it. But that being said,
we're not going to take that Oscar from him.
The co-hosts of The View had a lot to say about Will Smith slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars. Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, Joy Behar, and
That's
Ana
her name,
Navarro
Sunny
shared
Hostin.
their unfiltered opinions on the jaw-dropping Academy Awards altercation. The King Richard star shocked viewers on Sunday night when he got out of his chair and struck the comedian after he made a joke about the hairstyle of Jada Pinkett Smith, who suffers from alopecia. Joy said her first thought after the shocking moment was that, quote, comedians are in danger everywhere.
They want us to be edgy. They want us to go out there and say things that other people are just thinking. They want us to take a risk, and then they get mad.
Anna said that the incident was a, quote, crime of assault on national TV. She added that while Chris's joke was, quote, in poor taste, unquote, and wasn't the only shot he'd taken at Jada over the years, she couldn't condone Will's actions.
That being said, nothing, nada, cero condones violence in this form. Nada.
For her part, Sunny argued that Chris deserved an apology from Will.
He was slapped in front of millions of people internationally, and he took the high road in his response. I think that Will was immature. I think he was childish, and I think he was violent.
She also argued that by living in the public eye, Will and
Oh, I
Jada
love
have
that
opened
dress.
themselves up to jokes and comments.
When you live publicly, you don't have the right to all of a sudden decide to execute violence. And I have to say, that was a show of toxic masculinity. If he was offended and felt emasculated by Regina Hall's joke or by Chris Rock's joke, you don't act out in violence.
Whoopi commended Chris for not escalating the situation, but she pointed out that Will and Jada have been the subject of lots of jokes over the years, including at the 2016 Oscars that Chris hosted, and suggested that Will probably had reached his breaking point.
I think he had one of those moments where it's just like, GD it, you know? Just stop. I get it. Not everybody acts the way we would like them to under pressure. Some people just snap. He snapped.
She also argued that Will should get to keep his Oscar when Sunny questioned how things would play out.
I wonder if the Academy is going to let him keep it. But that being said,
We're not going to take that Oscar from him.
well,
We're not
I
going to
think
take
there
it.
should be consequences to
Well, there will
assault on
be
national
consequences, I'm sure, but I don't think that that's what they'll
Well,
be.
apparently-
Particularly because Chris said, "Listen, I'm not pressing it."
Later in the show, when the topic came up again, Whoopi said that everyone makes mistakes and suggested that piling continued criticism on Will wouldn't help.
People will beat you for weeks. We get it. When we make a mistake, we know. As hard as we're beating folks, they're beating themselves.
So I totally agree with all the women and everything they said, especially Sunny. But she said that's toxic masculinity. So that's why I was really trying to explain to the gentleman in the chat that it's not toxic masculinity just because we're talking about a woman and a man. It's just a man and a man can be toxic masculinity. And we see it every day in our communities in terms on the violence that we see in our communities. That's most definitely it. So I think a lot of times these conversations get so gender warish and man versus woman and the man is fair that everybody thinks that sometimes that everything is just about trying to create that type of division and have that type of talking point. And I'm completely honest when I do tell you guys, I have a new phobia now. I don't even know if it's a phobia. I don't know what the fuck it is, but this is video I'm gonna do. And I'm sorry, like this person in his video had like this thick ass white shit in the side of their mouth in this video. And I now have a fear of just wanting to make sure that there's nothing in my mouth in the corners, right? Because it was so big. It was so big that you thought like they popped something. Like it was just so big. So now I be like randomly, if you see me doing this, that's really what the fuck that's about. I don't want nothing on the side of my mouth. Like for real. That shit was so gross. I mean, shit happens. Like I'm not saying shit don't happen, but it most definitely gave me a fear where I just always making sure my mouth clean and I'm eating right now. I want to make sure I ain't got no chips on my teeth or nothing like that. Shit's real out here, y'all. Somebody will screenshot your shit. Have you out here looking crazy. All right, so let's get back over here. All right, so that was my man Shannon Sharp. Like, listen, I'm with him 100%. Let's see what the co-host in the comments were saying. Wait, isn't this a sports show? Thoughts, neighbors? Listen, everybody's in everybody's lane. There's no lane. I don't know. Like, it just seems like everything's getting crossed nowadays. Like, everybody is doing everything. So, I don't know. It seems like more sports shows are just talking about issues in general. more sports commentators are just talking about social issues and just issues in general. And I'm not saying, I'm telling anybody what they can and cannot do. You know, I know Remy Ma is out here telling people they ain't rappers, you know, and I just thought that was interesting. Because if someone says she's not a host, like, how'd that go? Like, what happened? Nobody want to fight, though, right? Nobody wants to, no fighting. No fighting, no shooting. Okay? How that gonna go? Like, that's a little weird that people want to come out and tell people, like, what they can and can't do. Now, you see, I didn't tell the girl that Nicki Minaj did that song with that she should not be rapping. Who the fuck am I? I didn't do that. So it's just really weird when people think they should come out and be telling certain other people who are making great music that has an audience that people really love. Like, people really fuck with Doja Cat. She puts on the show. She is most definitely dedicated to whatever it is the fuck she's doing. I think Doja Cat needs somebody like me around her, because Doja Cat's response needs to be like, whatever the fuck it is, it sells. That's what I think Doja Cat should say. Whatever the fuck it is, I don't need to be featured on anything. That's what Doja Cat should say. Whatever the fuck it is, I'm on the stage at these award shows. That's what it is. That's what I think Doja Cat should say. So, y'all out there giving that girl a hard time. Her creativity is out of this world. Like, Nicki's pen game may be doper. No, not maybe. Nicki's pen game is doper. But overall, when I think about like creativity, we're talking about visuals and just, you don't know what you're gonna get from this person, because they are gonna give you a real show. Doja Cat is gonna give you a really dope creative show. She's gonna take you places, give you different, like I said, give you different type of energy, imagery. It's just creative. Like, it's just dope. So I think a lot of times people feel some sort of way about it. And, you know, it is what it is. Whatever it is, hon, it sells. Whatever it is, it's her full-time job. Whatever it is, you say it ain't rap. I say it's whatever it is. It's her full-time only job. Yes, indeedy. So you don't be out here letting people just throw you shade and you don't throw some fucking shade back. You're gonna be a punk. And since, hold on. And since Miss Remy Ma said that she ain't even really the one who did that shooting, she ain't even into that violent shit. You good. You should have just responded. What, what relevance does this have, to sports? I don't know. Well, what relevance does, your waist trainer have to, air fryers? Like, people are always trying to box people into something. What does waist trainers and air fryers have to do with love and hip hop? You see how things just overflow into something else, Miss Prima Donna? Miss Funky done even laughing. You can do many things, Miss Prima Donna. Don't you do many things, Miss Prima Donna? Don't try to put me in no box. Everything got something to do with anything, and if I feel like speaking about it, I feel like speaking about it. Of course, when you are a Hall of Fame tight end, but when you are Chris Rock, that would have turned from a slap to a beatdown. Chris Rock not fighting back saved both of these, both of their public images. I'm with him. Shannon's speaking off principles. I'm with Shannon. That's my type of language. Like, who the fuck you talking about? Will should just have told Chris the slap was just a joke. We already knew he was about to go off. Like, he ain't about that. Nobody's really about that. If you watch Undisputed, then you will know. What? OFC. It's a sports show, but they aren't afraid to talk about other things going on in the world. I love that. Like, I'm not mad about it. So like I said, everybody's doing this. We just would have been tussling then. Yeah, we just would have been tussling. I thought all he did was talk about sports. No, that's not all he did. Like, okay, clearly not, right? This is turning into a bad boys club. Yes, back to the internet and Kwame Brown. It is the bad boys club. It's like fuck. Let's have a moment. It's like fuck. Um, what's that show? Basketball Wives. Fuck a Basketball Wives. Let's get these basketball. What we gonna call these? What we gonna call the Kwame Browns, the Gilbert Arenases, and the Richard? Oh, you gotta get what's his name? What's his name? Richard Hamilton. Oh yeah, he's funny. He's like one of those like nerdy, like smart black dudes who just is can talk in a way that where he can like his words feel like like he's a ninja or something with his words. Like the way he was just like Gilbert, like no Gilbert, like no, you're not all that. Like no, like no, that didn't happen. Like he was like really funny to me. I don't know. I thought he was funny. He was funny. Who else is characters like? Cause they need a reality TV show because the way it seems like what was going on in the NBA, just a whole bunch of messy cattiness stuff. You got Gilbert Arenas in locker rooms, bringing his guns. He's making it all hot and drama within the NBA. Like he's fucking up all types of shit. Like it's just a lot. They need a show though. And then like it just seems like they all just like want to attack Kwame. Like everybody's trying to get this shine off this man, and they don't care what they're willing to do. You have Gilbert Arenas on the fucking YouTube associating with Tommy Sotomayor, right? You would think that he had just a little bit more coof to associate with Tommy Sotomayor. But no, Gilbert is so wanting to just get back at Kwame. He's willing to get on there and associate with the Tommy Sotomayor. It's just good drama. It's good drama. Outside the mama stuff, it's good drama. And then you have, you know, like I said, there's characters. There's Angela Stanton. She comes on and speaks to Kwame. I won't say anything disrespectful. But, you know, and then you have him doing a lot of interviews with a lot of different other people. I'm all set. That shit. I thought we had, oh, nope. Oh, well, like he said, keep his wife's name out your mouth. Will apologize to whom he wanted. I don't think he regrets what he did to Chris. I think he regrets where he handled it at, and I understand. I agree. I want my old Will Smith back, and it's just so hard. Like even when you think about yourself and like wanting your old self back before situations in life and things happen, but there's just ultimately something that just feels different with him, and it is a little bit concerning. But it's also, is it concerning or is it he fully getting to feel like he can wear his true emotions? I think sometimes, you know, you've kept up like different type of facades up for so long that literally when you start to put, you know, when you just feel like you don't have to do that, you're just like every regular person, right? And I think we were just so used to him showing up in interviews, energy always on 15, always laughing, always that guy's guy, like always just, you know, not complaining about anything. Y'all know how we do, you know, don't complain, nobody cares if you do. And so you generally have people just going around suppressing their feelings and not expressing themselves. Like I'm an expressive you know, person. I'm someone who put my feelings out there. I'm not someone who's afraid of my feelings. If I feel like it and something makes me want to cry, I'm going to fucking cry. I'm not walking around here in life built up and not releasing sometime. And I don't know if that makes other people feel uncomfortable or people feel some sort of way about it, then that's just their problem. And I think people have to get to that place where they're not letting people tell them how to regulate or how to deal with their emotions. Right? If I'm on a train and something makes me cry, that's my fucking business. Let me sit down. Right? If I'm sitting to myself and I'm reflective and I'm just thinking about life and different things and in my feelings and processing and I'm not bothering nobody, let that be. How that bothering you, right? So I think, or even if it's my Facebook, if I get up every morning and I say whatever the fuck I want to say, and if I'm swearing, if it comes across as angry, let that be that. That's mine. That's my expression. That's where I'm at, right? And it's not an indicator of my mood or any of that. It's like, that's not that. That's literally just me just putting out some thoughts, random thoughts. I do it on Twitter. I treat my Twitter like my fucking diary. It's the Bougie Diary. I feel like I should put that on there. It's my bougie diary. any random thought, if I'm sitting in a clubhouse room, if I'm sitting on a train, if I like whatever, I'm putting it there. If I'm watching a news story and something I have a thought about what I'm watching, I'm putting it there. Right? I don't know. I think each his own. I think we have too many people out here trying to tell people what's the right way to go about something or what's the right way to use social media. And I'm like, nobody gave me the hand guide. Was this part of summer reading? The adult summer reading? How to use social media? I just keep on missing this summer reading. These book clubs. Like, listen, I didn't know. I didn't know there was a manual on how we're all supposed to use the social media. But what I do know, which is consistent about how we all using the social media, you and everybody else, you can always keep scrolling, keep moving. Next, you can keep going. If it does not vibe with you, if it doesn't fit your spirit, if I'm not feeding your soul, just keep it moving. Just keep it pushing. All that though, and positivity, problematic, and the vibe, and and putting out everything you say gotta be the uplift and blah 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 blah. And it'd be weird when rappers start talking about you should be out here uplifting. When Whack 100 is on them people clubhouse having rooms talking about don't say it if it's not uplifting. While fucking with people like Takashi 69. Wild B on the fucking clubhouse and all everybody always arguing, getting arguments, talking about pull up. I'm in your hood right now, like all that. How uplifting is that? I promise you, if you watch people long enough, they'll fucking walk themselves in circles about their fuck shit, so you can really see who they are as a person. Like you can get on these people's YouTubes and you can pull up Mac 100 and all the rooms that he's in. It's nothing but gang war stories and people sharing and G check in. Well, who you from? Who's your OG? Blah 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 blah. It's like, nah, that's just you way too old. You still out here perpetuating that type of life and glamorizing it as if though that's what's real is, right? All while talking about uplifting. I promise you, I can't make this shit up. It's out there. Now, just to remind you, I will say this though about the group on Clubhouse about the uplifting. Now, somebody else could have made the room, but the fact of the matter is, it's a group he's associated, right? And it's a message that, you know, he endorses. I don't say endorses, but will go on stage and speak towards. And I just think people are real hypocritical. Even if you're thinking about whoever in that group made it, y'all know what y'all be in there talking about majority of the time, beef shit. It was like you'll see people have such passo tongues. They'll go from speaking about beef and speaking about degenerative and crab ass and the bucket ass behavior to telling people how they should behave and what's problematic to the black community. It's like my words are problematic to the black community. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about words. We real lost on what's really problematic to the community if we think words. Let me see what else. Who is out here else giving their opinion about Will and Jada? Because we're gonna wrap this thing up. I'm just sitting here looking to see if there's anybody else. Will Smith does apologize. He does apologize. Let me see. Um, Will Smith speaks out and apologizes to Chris Rock. A joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. Violence in all of it. In all its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and unexcusable. Jokes at my expense are a part of the job. It really is when you've done it. It's just like that's just the reality of it. But a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. He most definitely was triggered and reacted emotionally. And I'm, as a woman, I'm gonna always harp on men that act out emotionally, just because I love to try to make sure that there is that true representation that women aren't more emotional or off balance than men. That equally men exhibited, and even more so, men exhibit emotional violent behavior. Like that's a fact. Okay, I know how y'all kids like that out there. That's a fact. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I am embarrassed that my actions were not indicative of a man I want of the man I want to be. There's no place for violence in a world of love and kindness. That's so weird that somebody can go. All right, that's so weird to me. But who am I? I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. All right, we just read that. Well, I mean, he's apologized. I mean, I don't think there's really anything else to say. I'm gonna try to most definitely go back. I may pull it up in a second. Will Smith to Chris. There's a video I did 5 months ago, and I don't know what was going on in the video. There's some static in the background. Of course, I fixed it since then, but of course, there's always that like one video or not one video, but of course, technical. But throughout the video, like there's this loud static noise in the background. It's not loud; you can still hear me, but it is kind of annoying. But I do apologize about that. I did fix it, but in that video, I most definitely went through everything and said that, Jada, like, this is a lot. Will Smith to Chris Rock, leave my wife's name. Oh, we already did that. Mm, okay, this is funny. Steve Harvey.
In the honor of your wife, I'm that dude. But you don't have to do something
Dishonor her.
for that. He didn't do that. That joke was not worthy of the reaction. If he was going to have a reaction, I think that Will should have done the man thing, was step to him afterwards in that press room, and if he wanted to slap Chris then, he could have slapped Chris in the press room and seen how it went. But see,
Will laughed.
he laughed at the joke till he saw Jada's reaction.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you something. That's a Hollywood move now. To go up there on national TV, slap another black man, turn around your back and walk off because you know he can't do nothing. See, I know this. I know he know this because Will been in Hollywood long enough. So now to turn your back and walk off, you gonna slap the dude and then turn around and walk off. You know in real life that ain't the way this gonna go. You already
But you know what though?
And Rock is a Jersey boy. So no. And I didn't think the moment was that. And I think he overreacted like Carla said. He paid too much into the moment. His acceptance speech, that was raggedy, apologizing to the Academy. But here's what I think is gonna happen. When this go down and wake up the right way, there's going to be some type of banning from the Oscars of Will Smith.
Yeah.
Because, look, they took Kanye off the Grammys for saying
A racial slur.
a racial
Trevor
slur.
Noah. To Trevor Noah.
They took him off the Grammys. The Oscars is all Hollywood is about. It's their biggest moment. And for you to do that on the biggest moment,
Yeah, they don't condone violence. The Academy does not condone violence.
Denzel told him right.
Yeah.
In your biggest moment is when the devil come for you.
Yeah.
You should have handled that totally different, man. He owed Rock.
And Shannon Sharp told him right too. I am now that devil. I'm like, and I remember dead ass serious. That's how the fuck I feel about it. If somebody come around and slap me or do something, look, listen, there's some things I feel like that are unforgivable, and for me, violence is one. Like physical violence is most definitely unforgivable. I also have no tolerance for like setup culture, setup behavior, mammy, setup pick me behavior, any of that. Like once you play those games, like you play with somebody's life in any type of way, and I don't care if they just wanted to talk to her, or I don't care. Like I don't care. Like any type of like you setting somebody up for any type of situation that could lead to confrontation, I think you're a trash ass human being, and I'm like, if there's whatever happened to you, if you do it to me, like I said, I'm now the devil in your life. Like when something bad happens, I don't care if we on opposite ends of the world. I want you to put that on me. That's just how I'm gonna feel about that. Because I don't think you get to play with people's lives and just think that it is a-okay and everything is all right. That's just not, that's just me personally. So for me, it's up there like, okay, violent, setting somebody up, to get them touched in any type of way. Even I don't care if it's just a, I don't care if it's just a verbal conversation. If people want to talk to somebody, let them find their way to talk to somebody. But no setting up like at all, because especially in person, because like I said, you don't know how, if how people will react to that. So that's gonna, that's really, that's a big one for me. And then the third one, where I feel like it's unforgivable, like if you knowingly give someone some type of like STD or transmissible disease or anything like that, most definitely I think that's unforgivable. And I said if you knowingly do it, right? If you know you have something and you pass it along, that's most definitely something that I feel like is unforgivable. After that, what else is unforgivable? Want to be clear. Oh, anything, any crimes, any sexual crimes, any type of something that's not anything outside of love towards a kid is a crime, and to, like, and that's unforgivable to me. So, okay, so there we go. We got those top four things for me that's unforgivable, unforgivable, unforgivable. So let it go like Elsa. Well, he didn't say it in the press room. Steve don't know what on site means. Let's see Chris do that to Marjorie. Oh, I know you ain't talking, Mr. Integrity. Okay. Niggas in their integrity. Oh, I know you ain't talking. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. It don't matter. It already happened. Just be quiet. Oh, Steve. Why slap him in private when he hurt his wife's feelings in front of millions? I know that's right. I mean, like I said, I am for the, if whatever you do, you know, publicly, you got to get that publicly. What the hell, Chris was gonna do? Bite him? He's the last person I need to talk, need to be talking. Why y'all be changing on and changing up on people? Y'all go from hating on people, going from loving people to hating on people real quick. Now, we'll say this, Mr. Steve Harvey. I mean, since the folks is talking about y'all, I should have did this in my Kim Lanes, but I'm sorry, in my show thing. But just since the folks is start, you know, they bringing up things and they remembering things, because that's what we be doing out here. We be remembering. Since they remembering out here, Steve Harvey, and you got something to say about, you know, what you would have did for your honor, your respect. We most definitely remember what you told Miss Monique about, you know, respect, dignity, things that have to do with those natures, and how you told her that shit didn't matter. We remember that. Let me see the comments. But we remember that you didn't have no dignity and respect when you told her to, you know, bow down and listen to them white folks who then turned around and took your show. You didn't say that then. You didn't say that then. No, indeedy. It don't matter where we at. If you gonna pop off, then then you gonna pop off. Steve, sis, this one out. Thanks. Oh damn. But how would he know his wife would be humiliated in front of thousands? I think I don't think the settings matter. I don't think the settings don't matter. I agree with this part though too. I I think Will should have got up there and said something on the mic that was just equally as offensive. Um and left it like that. I think that's how you get creative with it. Okay, you want to be okay, jokey joke. I know something about you. I don't care if it was going low or something like that because her health condition is going low. I think that would have been more like more of the most that that would have been more of the appropriate response in my opinion. And just would have. All right, y'all. So I've been on here for quite a while. I'm gonna get off of here. But let me see if there's any more comments or anything. But Steve Harvey, we remember. You told that woman, it don't matter. mm, uh, all right, let's see. I remember we talked about this a little bit before we get off about Doja Cat. I love me some Doja. That's what I'm talking about, the creativity. And it's hard to even like I can't, can't play a lot of her music, but just look at her video, like this one here, creative. Her ass is not all over your, in your face. She not all over. There's no. It's not gratuitous. It's not women on women soft porn. It's none of these things that is going on in her video. And I can appreciate that. She gives you lots of visuals, very much reminiscent of like what Missy Elliott used to do back in the day with dope, great videos. You know what I'm saying? Like something that's missing in the culture. That's just not just women just gyrating, and dry humping on each other, on the floor, on the arm of the chair. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just none of that, and you could just gotta appreciate it. And like I said, she switches it up. Yes. 2 minutes of Doja Cat being a rapper since everybody want to act dense about it. Like, listen, don't tell me what the fuck I am. I'm whatever I say I am. I am whatever I say I am. If I wasn't, why else would I say I am? Like, come on. Like, who do people think they are? Because at the end of the day, people literally feel talking about Remy Ma that like she's not a mainstream rapper, and she's more like a battle one, metaphors and 16s and stuff like that, like a beef rapper. So you know what I mean? So it's sort of like who you to do this? Like, let me see, what song is this?
Left on red and can't give head, but you ain't shit, need a lag set up. We play our fantasies out in real life ways. No final fantasy, can we end these games? Go.
Like I said, I enjoy her music. I really do. I'm really a fan. I really fucks with her. I think black people sometimes we can pick and we be out here picking and choosing. I think some people like to pick on certain people because they're biracial, to be honest with you. And I'm not saying this because of Remy Ma, most definitely not. I'm just saying this in general about the whole critique about anything that this girl does, or if she makes any references as anything, it's sort of like people are telling some people that they're not black enough. You got to do this to be black, and then when you are a certain color, oh, you can't behave like this, or if because you behave like this, you're not black. Like even when I'm on Clubhouse, like there's a whole bunch of people that just want to be what kind of black are you? Are you all black? Like, it's just like, who the fuck are you to be questioning me in my blackness? Who made you the black police? Like, I'm not letting nobody question that. Oh, okay, I'm not like black people. That's fine. I'm like the black people I know. So that's why we ain't never intersected, because, of course, we just don't know the similar people, right? You got to have some degrees of similarity to even come in contact with each other, right? So when people try to make it seem like there's only one version of black, it's not even possible. Even if you look around this country, looking around, and you see how we show up differently in all the regions. Like in the Northeast region, which is from Boston to, I would say about Virginia, right? Boston to Virginia is the Northeast region. And then, Florida, South Carolina, Atlanta, and like that's another region, and they're similar in a lot of ways. Where Florida can really be its own damn, you know what I mean, by itself. But again, they still are group of people from Florida are similar. Like you can tell them. I mean, I'm literally saying all of this to say that there's just some people because of where we're from that we don't think or probably behave the same way, or any of that, because we do have that minor, not minor, but that's a big deal. I'm from up north, Boston, snow, all of that. Um, Fast living, you know what I mean? Living in the cities. Somebody from down south would not be able to, we probably won't relate to each other in a lot of ways. In a lot of ways we will because of our blackness, but there still has to be room for that differences and people understanding that. All right. She's the best. I agree. She is super dope. But she gotta stop. And you know what? Doja may not be responding to Remy Ma because, she may just feel like Remy Ma is trying to bait her into some type of girl on girl type of, oh, is this the clout that you, what, the buzz that you are looking? You know what I'm saying? Could be one of those situations, but we never know. But you know what I'm saying? Because if how does Doja respond? Like, right? Does she respond on wax, or does she respond on getting on live and saying something? Either way, You never know if someone's just trying to bait her into saying something because it don't seem player to me, right? And this is me personally, each his own. Like I could get on this mic and talk about a whole bunch of females that do what I do in terms of like what I'm trying to do. I could get on this mic and talk about all the other YouTube personalities that are out there, or even the people in radio, that I may not care for their style, or you know what I mean, their personalities. I could do all of that, but I think that is just so corny. I think that's so corny. I feel like once you start mentioning other people's names or you start mentioning them in that type of way, I feel like it's a sign of like you're intimidated by that person, right? That person, you feel pressure by that person. And let's be clear, my Tasha K video, or when I addressed the Cardi B situation, that's because she's trending news, right? I would never want to give another woman that make her think that I feel pressure. 41 videos? Nah. There's just no fucking way. Like I hate even doing back to back videos, and it don't matter if it's a woman or man, right? So I'm also someone like just like real life when you're talking about like not wanting to talk about another female, like that's real life for me. Like I don't if it's not beef or we don't have like I'm trying to think about what I'm trying to say because I make sure I don't contradict because we all have private conversations with people. Um, I can just describe it like this. Y'all ever been out with somebody and she's always talking about everybody around, like in terms of like their outfit, what they're doing or how they're behaving and stuff like that. But they also the individual that like when they get in front of men, they like to talk down on other women, right, to make them look bad because essentially this is how they be sliding out here or get men. So what I'm trying to say is like I just think it's dirty macking, but as a commentator, that's how that feels to me. Like it feels like dirty macking. Like if I was just out here mentioning all the other YouTube personalities and in a way that seems as though like I would do multiple videos going back, but like I gotta tune in to do that. Like and that's corny. I gotta tune in to do that. Like tune in, like I gotta tune in. And now, granted, as much as I say that's corny, would it do I would benefit from like that and fake beefing with people and having bad intentions and going and establishing relationships with people, and the only thing I really want is access to their views. Like come on, like and people are moving out here like that. I most definitely haven't moved out here like that because like I don't know how to be fake. Like if I don't want to be friends with you, I don't want to be friends with you. Like I'm just not like, or associate with you, I'm just not going to associate you with you. Like there's nothing even to debate about. There's nothing to even I'm grown. You don't have to associate with people. Give her flowers. Yes. If Nicki and Cardi can do it, including Megan, why can't Doja? Well, oh, I can, is she talking about the singing part or something? I think that probably is it. Singing and rapping. Right, like people confuse rapping circles around the girls. Yeah, she reminds me so much of Nicki, like when Nicki first started. That's weird, cause Nicki didn't. Nicki was doing crazy shit. She reminds me so much of. Oh, I read that. Her beats and vibes are pop, but she's definitely a rapper. A bit more animated, but still a rapper. Yeah, exactly. That's how I took it as though. She's most definitely a rapper. She's not a rapper. She's a pop star, and that's perfectly okay. People just don't want to give people props. And it's so funny because even if she is a pop star, I'm still trying to figure out like why she wasn't at BETs, right? I think, and then when she got into that controversy about that leaked footage of her in that chat, you had all these black people trying to hold her responsible in some blackness in some black ass way. Like, girl, get your black ass over here and stop talking like that type of shit. But then when it comes time to acknowledge her as being part of the community, we run from it. We acknowledge other people who aren't selling. I mean, or who aren't even as creative as she is, and that's just really weird. And that's why I feel like go where people in terms of like if you're biracial or even if you are, we're talking about like the divestor community, wherever and whoever is showing you the love, you just go there, and that's just that. And I feel that way about Doja. Oh shit. Will, why you didn't smack Uncle Murder? Why you ain't call out Uncle Murder? I really don't like talking about this nigga, to be honest with you.
It's called the red table, that's a red flag. Jada out here still making Will look stupid. She said when he fucking, she don't like the way that he do it. I'm like, damn, he probably don't get away. He be turning her off with all that throwing up at the sex. They got the nerve to show they sex tape to his grandmother. I did, I see why she let August, I seen the fucker. Either way, she got Will Smith looking like a sucker. He should leave her like the baby left his baby mother. But don't go on Instagram or get the cops in it. If she kill her, she gon' go to heaven and let Pac get it.
I'm gonna play it again.
She said when he fucking, she don't like the way that he do it. I'm like, damn, he probably don't get away. He be turning her off with all that throwing up at the sex. They got the nerve to show they sex tape to his grandmother. I did, I see why she let August, I seen the fucker. Either way, she got Will Smith looking like a sucker. He should leave her like the baby left his baby mother.
Okay, listen, I'm not a fan of Uncle Murder. I just needed to hear that a couple times. Like, he used to go in on my bae, K. Michelle, so I don't like no fuck nigga like that will talk about somebody else, another woman's private areas. They ain't never seen it, smelt it, been near it, don't even know nobody who has, and just greasy for years, clout chasing and putting this woman's name in a video and disparagingly talking about her. I was really pissed. Like, I think it was last year. I was like, if he did it one more time, like, I felt like I wanted to get active. I felt like, where's my ski mask and hoodie? Like, I felt like all of that shit. Like, I was really pissed. I was really pissed. I was like, where's his ex-girlfriends? Who's the niggas he fell out with? He had to do somebody. We got to get some information on this motherfucker. Like, cause it was just ridiculous that he was obsessed with talking about her vagina. That was a lie. Like, that shit really pissed me off. That's why it's fuck Angela Lee. Yee forever. Where we at? Where we at? Where we at? I don't even know how we got there, but we gonna go ahead and wait. Listen, this is another thing. Chris Rock is gonna be in Boston, I think Thursday and Friday. He has a show here in Boston, and they said the ticket prices went up. Like, really, the cost of the prices went up, and they sold out. So, I mean, y'all take that for what you want. Allegedly on all of this and everything, but y'all take that for what you want on why I feel like some of this is staged. Like, it just, like I said, that smack, boom, and then his feet being wide stance, that shit just not normal. Just turning around, no fear in the world. Y'all are ready to go. His mama ain't never like, wouldn't she been out here releasing statements? Like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. You got Jussie saying Will Smith hit me too. We don't believe you, okay? We do not believe you. No, people are undefeated. The internet is undefeated. Look at this. This is what I'm telling you. I'm trying to tell y'all this shit is fake. No sound? Alright, y'all, there is no sound. Oh, wait.
I'm gonna do something. Basically, what I'm gonna do is that, right? And you just turn your head when I go. All right, and don't fall down the stairs. I'm gonna do something. Basically, what I'm gonna do is that, right? And you just turn your head when I go. All right, and don't fall down the stairs.
I'm just saying, y'all. Y'all take that little piece of evidence for what you want. I'm just saying. I think y'all take that little piece of evidence for what you want. Cause that's exactly how the fuck it looked like. I don't even know. I felt like even Chris Rock's when his face was turned this way, I felt like I seen a smile. So I was like, this is the first nigga to ever get pimp smack with a smile on his face. A man. Okay? Now he slapped the hell out of that man. Acting 101 is what he's teaching him. Don't mean he ain't really slapped Chris. The plot thickens joking. That slapped the fuck out of that man. No, that could have been sound. I don't know. I agree. I was in a clubhouse room today or yesterday, but they were talking about the fact that somebody was like, "I'm in that type of field, have worked that show before," and basically the woman was just saying the fact that they even made it to our TVs made it suspicious to her because that is something that could have cut out. I mean, we didn't see Samuel Jackson's award, get his award on TV, so I think that is interesting. I think that's something to consider. And the fact that they didn't cut away or go to commercial, right? Were they not afraid that his reaction would have been a fight? Like usually they be so quick, go to commercial, go to commercial. And it's just like you let someone get smacked and told them to keep going, like that's a part of their contract, as if though they signed up to host an award show, but also could run the potential of having to experience some physical violence. Like no, that's not that he no, that's not even normal. That he was all right to even finish. I would have been perplexed. I would have been on the phone. I would like he would have smacked me, and I would have, or either vice versa. Like he would have smacked me, and I would have felt like, and if I would have let him get away with it, after that, where he partying at tonight? I got to text somebody. I'm having my manager text his people. We need to be at wherever they partying at tonight. And if they got a booth, we need to be right next to him in that booth. Like I need to run into him for the next. I need to find ways to run into him for the next 6 months so we can have a conversation. But there's just no way that just somebody's gonna fucking just be walking around just smacking me, just smacking me for no reason. That don't make no sense. I got to get with you. I got to get near you. I got to get proximity. All of that. Just smacking somebody. All right, y'all. I'm going to get up on out of here. If this is your first time, I know, like I said, I don't go live much, and I'm going to start going live more. If this is your first time, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to follow me on them people's Instagram. Let me see what is the handles. Follow me on Instagram at Bougie AF _ ish. You can also follow me on Twitter at I'm _ Bougie AF. And y'all know how we do it here. We keep it bougie as F. We keep it posh as F. We keep it black as F. And y'all be black, y'all. And I am out.